What's up, tricksters and tricksetters? Today we have another tier 3 sub VOD review, and at our coaching table we have our dear friend Ruibo. I don't really remember if I coached this guy. That is something I need to check. Just a second. If I did anything with my friend Ruibo, we did a tracker review for this guy, but it was a long time ago. VOD review. It was like very long time ago. Okay, but let's see what he's doing right now. So, hi Pepito. I know I don't play much at all, but I got roasted by my friend for being level 120 and still a gold. So I started grinding more this sect. I'm also new to your community and coaching, so I apologize if you have to repeat yourself a bit. How are you new? Like, we did a VOD review in 2023. What? I used to play much more casually, but now I'm locked, sorta. Have had experience with shooters, but not on PC. Valorant is my first PC game, first tactical shooter as well. I don't have too much time to play in general, so I'm okay with my progress being a bit slower. I'd like to progress to Ascendant. Okay, fair enough. I know ISO isn't an ideal duelist, according to your agent tier list, but I just like him because of the simplicity and the ability to take duels, but I don't have the best utility usage. So I'm varying of transitioning into... basically, like, you know, if you don't have a lot of time to grind, ISO is not a bad pick, to be honest. Like, ISO is probably, like, maybe the second best raw mechanical agent right now. If you don't have a lot of time to grind and you just wanna, you know, do a few things left and right. But also, I mean, Raze is a very simple agent. You know, Raze is not as complex as Jet and Omen and some characters like that. Yoru, for an example. Like, you can also roll with Raze. I mean, you have nades, you have Boombot, you have Satchels, you have Ultimate, like, you know, better than ISO for ranked solo queue. And ISO, I mean, I don't rate him bad. It is just that if you're not a really good mechanical player, like, ISO is not a pick for you, brother. You know, and it's not your role, essentially. I mean, roll, don't be a roll cell, like, never. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like a plan from your side. I just don't know if ISO is really the right solution. There's better options, you know, Phoenix is good, really good. Raze, for an example, Chamber, I would always put them above ISO. Used to flex a lot, but switch to duelist to grind this past act. Don't fucking flex. Like, if you're below, like, Immortal 3, just don't flex. Like, the only thing you really... fuck the controllers. I wanted to say the only thing you need in ranked solo queue is a control... But fuck everything. A better team will always win. And the worst team will always lose. Until maybe Radiant. You know, where team compositions matter a bit. So, just insta-lock what you're... Especially if you don't have a lot of time to play the game. You know, you play like 1 or 2 matches per day. My brother, you don't have the... You don't have a option to fill and flex. Because... I mean, what? You're gonna be changing your playstyle every match? Changing how you know, outplay the... Like, it's just stupid. Just stupid. Like, with limited time, just, you know, 1 agent, 2 agents maximum, and that's it. I think my aim is alright for my rank, but I get very lost on rotates. Like, timing of when to rotate, when not to. When to commit to a push or a fight, and when not to. But basically, like, when it comes to rotations in Valorant, I'm gonna share one video with you. My private coaching video. That explains, like, what are fast rotation maps, what are slow rotation maps, how to rotate early on each of the maps and stuff like that. Also, since you're a tier 3 sub, you have my rank playbook, and in the rank playbook I explain, like, what you should do in the first 4 to 6 rounds of every single map on a defender's side. No matter of team compositions, what happened inside of them and stuff like that. So yeah, that's one solution. I don't know how to play Pearl at all. The map feels very lurk heavy and I don't know how to deal well with that aspect. We'll talk about it. We'll see what you're missing. Anyways, I covered the map in my rank playbook on Discord server completely. So that is one thing that you could have used. Until now, I don't know. I would appreciate any tips or criticism of my playstyle and decisions. Improving my decision making in the game is a goal as well. Thanks for your time. Okay. We'll focus on everything. Just one moment, I want to see what I shared with you like last time, because we did one VOD review. So I shared with you this training. But brother, like, you didn't do shit. I mean, we did a VOD review for you. I shared with you the training, and then for the next 2 months you didn't play the game at all. Fair enough. I mean, you said you don't play the game and you went missing in action. You know, I highly doubt that your problems are any different from what you did, like, even at 2 years ago, to be honest, considering your playtime. But, yeah, maybe, you know, beside this training that I share with you, which you can do again probably, I'm gonna try to share some private coaching videos that focus specifically on these points right here. And I'm sorry that I didn't review your VOD sooner, because I was moving to a new apartment, you know, didn't have time. My apologies. Now we're back. And there was this guy that was before you. Yeah, we did his VOD review. Okie dokie. So, let's see his tracker. As I said, like, you know that this is not enough playtime to see any significant improvements, essentially. You know what type of training you should be doing for 2 months. So, I'm not gonna comment this. This is good. Basically, you're definitely better than an average platinum player. I firmly believe if you just played, if you played 3 times more than what you do right now, you can probably reach like Ascendant 1 at least. Just with I'm talking about 1 act. So if in 1 act you play like 100 hours, I think you can get Ascendant 1 without too much trouble. You know, maybe not 58% win rate, but 52% win rate and Ascendant, essentially. Every single one of your stats is good. You know, so far, like, you're not really stuck player, you just don't play that much. So we will specifically focus during this VOD review on what you can do better on ISO and what you can do better on Pearl. Because you already know what type of training you should be doing, you already know what you're probably missing based on the previous VOD review that we did. And essentially, like, that's it. I mean, you didn't even play, like, during the Act 3 of this episode. So that's another problem. Clutch percentage is a bit low. You can, for example, that is something you can take a look into. You can install maybe some kind of a software such as insets.gg and just pick up the rounds where you end up 1v1, 1v2 and try to see what you can do better. Then what can also improve your win rate is how you take the first fights. You know, you're playing a duelist, probably you're taking first fights a lot. You have 155 first bloods and 101 first deaths. We can do something better there. You know, ratio can be a bit better. When it comes to the last deaths, a bit too much for this elo. Value your life, you need to play a bit more of a baiting game and trading game. Like, you're playing ISO, but you don't need to always go first. You know, how you want to fight depends what type of teammates you get, what type of enemies you get, what is the economy. You need to take into account a lot of factors. So because you don't have a lot of time to play the game, I'm just gonna share with you some of the videos that you can watch at any moment of time. They're like 3 hours long, where I explain some of these topics that I've pointed out right now. When it comes to everything else, like, I mean, on attacker side, you play really well, to be honest. Really, really well. 53% win rate. Really nice. 77% KST. Really nice. KD. Really good. Do you read TikTok chat? Yeah, I do. When they're not restarted. Okay. And on defense, you actually play worse. Al, that's a problem. I mean, generally in ranked solo queue, most of your matches, you will win or lose based on how you play on defense. On defender side, it should be easier for you to control the outcome of your rounds in games, because you can predict the enemies. You know? Like, based on these stats, like, it just seems that your positioning on defense can be a bit better. on any map, not only Pearl, like, I mean, probably. And that, you know, you don't need to die that much as you're dying right now. Because on attack, you play really well. Really, really well. Surprisingly. In this elo, playing on attack well, that is really something you don't see that often. But on defense, this can be much better. You know, like, basically 20% better. Okay, not 20, 10% better. Which is a lot for this rank. And for your performance. So, that is something that I will focus on a bit more. Like how you take these early fights. What is the first fight that you take on defender side? When do you take the fights? Rotations, as you mentioned. Team play. There can be a lot of problems. We'll see in this Pearl VOD review. What is your problem? As I said, like, fuck this. You don't play Valorant that much to actually have an option to flex and fill. Just, if ISO is what you want to play, insta-lock ISO every single match. Period. Until the moment of time where you actually have more time to play the game. Who's the best raw mechanical agent? You subscribe and I tell you. Just kidding. But the thing is, like, I would always recommend players that are not in super low elo. Chamber over ISO. Especially for the players that are in between Platinum 1 and Immortal 2. Yeah, you know, you have a TP to take a safe fight. You have a TP for a lot of outplays to play on both attack and defense. Trip, whatever, like it can be useful. It has multiple usages, as we talked about in the playbook. But then you have two guns, you know. Like, if you want to practice mechanics, you do it by literally playing, you know, playing the chamber, to be fair. By the way, I just realized you're actually Platinum 3. I still stand by what I said. Like, I really feel that in one act you play 100 hours of Valorant, you will get Ascendant 1. And maybe the real rank where I think you're gonna struggle a lot is actually Ascendant 1 to Immortal 2. Those are the ranks where probably you will need to change something, and you're not gonna be actually able to out-aim these players as well. Okay, loadout's probably horrible. Pistol rounds are bad for you. Like, this is something that is an easy fix, for an example. Like, all of this is great. You know, full by semi-C because they're amazing. But pistol rounds are horrible for you, and pistol rounds, as we always say, are the most important rounds. Oh, probably the most important rounds in Valorant. At least ranked solo queue. Because of economy and because of mental disabilities of your teammates. So, how you play them is very important. This is something that we will also focus on during this VOD review a lot. Like, both pistol rounds, I want to see how you play them. What the fuck you do? You know, do you just run out wherever you want? Ghost is your main weapon in pistol rounds. I mean, we have a bit of classic there as well. I don't know. Like, with ISO, really depends. You know, if you're playing Icebooks, just get a Sheriff on both attack and defense. If you're playing Pearl and you're pushing B-side, you get a Ghost plus the shield plus nothing else, or Sheriff and nothing. If you're pushing A side or splitting A, classic light shield utility. So it really depends on the map that you're playing. Like, maybe buy options are a problem, maybe how you play them, maybe how you position yourself as well. Like, we'll see. You play Vandal and Phantom equally. To be honest, you're a bit better with Vandal. You know, if I had these type of stats with one gun over other, fuck the Phantom. Like, you're just 10% better with a Vandal. That 10% means a lot in ranked solo queue. So, just, you know, buy the Vandal instead of the Phantom. Weapon versatility, poor, bad, as per usual for an ISO player. You know, the agent that you play doesn't dictate which gun you should be abusing. You're playing split on a defender side. Bucky, Shorty, Judge. So what if you're playing ISO? Who the fuck cares? Enemies here, that shield popping, they'll probably expect you with a Vandal in a close range, or Phantom, or something else. And they're not gonna expect an ISO jumping on them with a shield and destroying them with a Judge Bucky and shit like that. Outlaw and Operator, probably you can use a lot more on defense. You know, it doesn't matter. Even if you're playing Cypher, Killjoy, it doesn't fucking matter. You see an opportunity to use these weapons, you use them. Especially Outlaw, like, I mean, the best anti-eco weapon on most of the maps. So, versatility, you already know it can be much better. Shorty should definitely be your primary, secondary weapon, obviously. So we'll see what you can do. I'll tell you specifically during this VOD review what I would buy and what I would recommend you to, you know, how you should be managing your economy. But on Pearl, like, you know, you should be prioritizing the weapons such as Vandal, Phantom, Operator, Outlaw, Sheriff in some of these eco Halby rounds. Shorty as a primary, secondary, and Stinger and Spectre on defense as some anti-eco force by weapons. Overall, you play this act really good. I mean, this previous act. Like, I really feel that if you just played a bit more, probably Ascendant 1 without too many problems. Based on the stats, I would just recommend you to do the same training again for 2 months, this time seriously. Same aim training, and I'm gonna share with you all of the other coaching videos based on what I see instead of this VOD review. Okay, now let's start with the Pearl VOD review. ISO Platinum 3. Attacker side of Pearl. Basically your default site, number 1 priority, B site, number 2 priority, A site, number 3 priority, mid area of the map. Generally speaking, in the first 4 to 6 rounds, you want to try 5-man executes on A and B. You can do the splits as well, you know, like split towards A and B. Just play together as a team. Don't default, don't lurk, there's no reason to do that. Maybe enemies are just terrible. Maybe they have no idea how to defend the bomb sites and these common areas of the map. There is no reason to use the connector and mid-area of the map to lurk or apply some fake pressure and shit like that. How you push on this map depends on the enemy's team composition. If enemies have like 0 sentinels, 3 rounds in a row, go A, together as 5. In the 4th round, change the pace. Do something else. Fake A, go B, fake B, go A. Just flip it up a bit. If enemies have 1 or more sentinels, then 3 times in a row, push B site together as 5, and then once again flip the switch. Now, if enemies somehow have 2 or even more sentinels, which is quite impossible, but okay, then in the first round you need to do some kind of a split. Like basically a 2-3 split onto the A site, where the spy goes through A main, and you go through the mid area of the map, taking the art control. Now, you know, on this map, you need to understand the common setups. You know, you really need to understand what is a common, like, Vice setup, Chamber setup, Killjoy setup, stuff like that. Because if shits are not working, the best idea is to simply apply the pressure in mid-area of the map, take this control, and then decide what to do next. You know, you can reset the rounds towards B main, towards A main. Depends, you know, how the round goes. Now, in this first round, because enemies have Vice as a sentinel, I would either do a A split or a 5-man push on B. Doing a 5-man push on A is just a suicide, essentially, and I have no fucking idea what are we doing right now. Like, I just have no idea, basically. Like, Mala, well, man. Did you play CS Source? A bit, but it was not my thing. I loved CS 1.6 more. So whatever we're doing right now is not a great idea. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, 5-man pushing mid in a first round of Pearl, that's never gonna end up good. Never. And buying undercut, but you wanna buy undercut if you're pushing an off-road, you know, some short area of the map in the first round. But you really wanna get the shield if you're pushing just doing a 5-man execute, to be honest. That still depends on a team composition, map, like. But here, buying undercut, okay, solid idea. We can do that. You can also go with a classic and light shot, it's really up to you. Listen, whenever your teammates are taking mid control, and generally, you know, they're grouping up around mid, most of the times you want to start in window, which you already did. Especially if you have no idea how enemies are playing on a defender's side. You know, if you have no idea if they're gonna pick the art, pick the connector, start in the window, and whenever your teammates are doing anything on mid, try to reach this position as soon as possible. So that you can, you know, play a trading game with your teammates. And then, you know, if the enemies are close, you can just pop the shield and run them down. Essentially. There's no reason for you to sit in a window and do nothing. And especially in this first round, I mean, like, you have 5 teammates looking towards mid. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I have no idea what they're gonna do. You needed to do this just as a precautionary measure that your teammates might just be running out. I mean, here we have a problem where basically... Oh, just a moment. I need to fix this. We have a problem where your teammates are way too far ahead compared to what you're doing. And now this Yoru... We need to pray to God that he is tens smurfing in this lobby. Now, another problem is you should be the one giving the callouts in the first 4 rounds on the attacker's side in this elo. You know, like in Radiant and High. I mean, personally, I don't fucking care about this game anymore. Like, you know, so I don't speak that much, anyways. But if you want to rank up higher, like especially in these low elo lobbies, you need to give some callouts. Like based on data, based on what makes more sense, based on team compositions, map, like whatever the fuck we're doing right now, it's a bad idea. Especially if we don't know what we're doing. And if your teammates don't listen to you, just follow your most aggressive teammate that has the highest chances of dying at that moment of time. Or that is doing something useful for you. Yoru is doing a pretty useful stuff, which is taking some space. And we needed to be there for him. Now, when to activate the, you know, eyes or shield, when not to ba ba boo ba ba ba. Like, whenever you need to keep your location a secret, don't activate the shield. Fuck it, play on a timing, if you have a timing for something. Whenever there is even 5% of chance for you to take a fight with an enemy, activate the shield. Like, every single time when you die without a shield activated, it is the moment of time where you could have done something better. It is simple as that, essentially. So here, for an example, you should have activated a shield as you were going out with the doors. Enemies did a Molotov. There is 100% one enemy in the connector. Like, there's no way that, you know, no one is there. We know that at least KO is somewhere here. So, you know, we're gonna be taking a fight. Here you would have resetted your shield anyways, and we can move forward. For this fight as well, you should have had a shield. And this is a very interesting scenario now. Like, an actually very good situation to learn from. So far, so if you would use Jet Dash, you use the eyes. Yeah, exactly. If you would use the Jet Dash, you use the ISO shield. Yeah, good. So this is a very interesting situation, and the answer to this type of a scenario is always to reset around. The problem here is that we have 0 map control. Like, going out B, suicide. Going into a connector, suicide as well. Like, in these type of scenarios where you end up 2v2 or 3v3 without any map control, especially if you're, you know, in the middle of the map, where you can get fucked, you know, from the main areas of the map if you push in, reset around, if you have time to do that. Here we have 1 minute and 10 seconds to do whatever we want. Reset around. Tell your Omen. I think he's playing with his friends here, so communication should not be a problem. Tell your friend, Omen brother, let's go back mid. Let's clear the art, clear this shit, go through the B main, and then end up on B site. Or let's go in A main. If you complete this, you completely eliminate a chance that someone is here, and we're doing a basic standard execute. In this scenario, going B would make more sense because considering that we didn't see Vice yet, she probably has a full setup for art and for the A site. So we need to do this. And, you know, track where the enemies are and what they're doing, like, especially in the first round. Like, the first 4 rounds are the learning rounds for you. You know, you could have noticed in my Sunset game right now, like, as soon as I notice that enemies are pushing A main, let's counter them, like, let's take a free kill, you know. But my team has died, and, you know, that's the beauty of solo queue. Like, you never know, like, what's gonna happen, you know. Like, if the kill is gonna be worth it, but whatever. At least not in high lobbies. So here, we reset the round, always. And just play with the Omen on a refrag game. Period. Going through this smoke is just an absolute suicide. I mean, it is not that bad, because you still have, like, you still have a shield. So you can tank 1 bullet, at least. But, especially going alone, without your Omensky, or without his smokes. Good luck. This time you were lucky. This Reyna, she could have been in your anal cavity right now. You know, you didn't clear none of these angles. Like my dude, like, you didn't clear this, didn't clear this, didn't clear this tower. Too much gambling. Like, if you want to play Valorant like this, good luck. You know? Good luck, to be honest. Also, one thing that you could have done here, when you had this type of a smoke in front of yourself, after activating a shield, you could have, like, jump spotted a smoke to simply reveal some of these angles. And if you have a shield, your chances of dying is borderline 0 in a pistol round like this. And now we can actually gamble our crosshair there, whatever you think enemies might be. But this solo play will lose you more rounds than it's gonna win you. And this is the worst way to play a 2v2 on the attacker side when you have 1 minute and 20 seconds on a clock to plant the spike. Like, this is just pure gambling. You're just playing roulette.
Shadows traveling. Cover going out.
Now, in this 2v1, like, just bait the shit out of your Omen. I mean, just play a refrag game with your Omen. You don't need to bait him. This Vise is an A player. She can be in Link, she can be behind her, she can be anywhere. In this type of a scenario, you just want to isolate as many angles from which Vise can destroy your anal cavity. So here, like, playing anywhere on the site together with Omen is not a bad idea. We can play at the back site, you hold this, Omen hold this. Okay. We can play from the B main. Omen holds this, cross, you hold this, for an example. Not the most optimal because Spike is here, but whatever. We can also push CT. Take the CT, take the tower, and, you know, one guy holds this, one guy holds this, which would be the best option right now. Or we can take the Link. So here you should be running towards your Omen instead of going elbow, and you should not have went elbow anyways. Usually what I would do in this type of a scenario is just wait for my teammate to plant the spike, chill, instead of this corner here, and then together with him, go into the connector. Into Billings, sorry. Now we have the absolutely worst setup, where, you know, we cannot really play a proper crossfire, especially not with this enemy club smoke. So, a lot of gambling in this first round, like, a lot. And this is, you know, if you play now I see why you lose the pistol rounds. First of all, you don't give your teammates an idea what to do. Second of all, I mean, refrag game was there in this round, but after we traded these kills, in a 2v2, you just played alone the whole round. Which is stupid, like, essentially, with so much time on the clock. Once again, you know, you survive because this guy is just aiming like me. You know, I don't aim, but bikini bottom mechanics of enemy Vice. But yeah, this is not how to play the first rounds in Valorant. Now, let's see the next round. Overall, the first round, very good learning opportunity as always. So, what notes we should have taken from this round? KO is playing around the B-Link connector. Vice is the A player. Phoenix is the B player. Clove is the B player. Arena is also an A main player. So we need to take this information as a fact, because we've only seen the first round, you know, like basically we have no other information to work with. So right now going B, a good idea. Anyways, like whenever enemies on Pearl, on defender side, are eco halberd or bonus, you want to do a 5-man push on B or 5-man push on A. Fuck the art control, fuck the billing, fuck everything. And 5-man B is okay, it's just a bit more expected, because, you know, people usually do that in these anti-eco rounds. When it comes to the buy options, like, I mean, Bulldog Heavy Shield utility, fine. You also could have went with a Vandal, because you took so many kills and it doesn't matter. You know, you're playing ISO. Basically, you planted a spike, you took 4 kills. You have 4,100 credits. And undercut. Like, with ISO, if you already plan to buy a Bulldog and you have money for the Heavy Shield and Vandal or Phantom, just buy it. Like, you know, we're playing these type of agents that don't really rely on any type of utility except the signature ability. When it comes to pushing B, fine, like, we just need to be ready for any type of a pop flash. Like, basically, you need to prioritize this type of pathing when you're taking the B-main control. We need to clear this angle and this angle carefully and tell our initiator to clear it. Then, when we are entering B site, with ISO, I would mostly, like, you know, if you don't have a shield, I would mostly wait for my teammate to enter a site, like my dive duelist, if you have it. And basically then, after he goes in, just go into this corner, and from this corner try to fight, enforce the fight with the enemies, with a shield, of course. And you can drop the undercut based on where you think enemies might be playing. Like, if you're dropping undercut blindly, probably the best idea on B set is to just drop it either like this, or towards the tower and this common angle here. Because, you know, those are the spots that players usually play. If you already didn't see any enemies here, and you don't know allocation of enemies overall. Since we don't have a Jet in our team, it would be good if you tell your Cypher to always smoke the B-main cross, just so that we don't cross here like monkeys. If your teammates are not using a smoke for this and they start dying, it is totally fine if you use your shield, like this, to briefly cut off this angle and allow your teammates to have higher chances of surviving this cross. And if you don't have a shield, just jump spot this angle before your teammates even have a chance to take a fight there. Okay. We wait for this drone. Good. A lot of info. Pathing is not bad because, you know, you have Omen that is quite literally going mega aggressive. I don't know how Omen is this confident. By the way, this smoke setup is horrible for an anti-eco round, an anti-eco push on the B side. Like, one group of teammates that you really want to micro-correct on the attacker side are your controllers. Like, if a controller is giving you bad smoke, I mean, what the fuck is the point of doing 5-man executes at that point? So that's one thing that I would recommend you to learn. Even though you don't have a lot of time to play Valorant, just learn what is a good, bad, and bad default smoke, because this is horrible. Like in an anti-eco round, having this type of a setup. Now, of course, I don't, you know, in this second round, I don't know what type of smokes this guy's gonna do, or girl. But if I notice in the second round that the smokes are horrible, then just always, you know, Omen, did you consider maybe doing a different smoke setup when we are pushing the B site? Did you consider? Don't you know? Don't command him, like. Psychology 101. Bueno. Now, this was mega fucking dangerous round overall. Like, basically, we don't know if an enemy is in the elbow. We don't know if an enemy is behind this pillar. Like, but considering that your whole team played like a pussy, I also wouldn't do anything in this round. Like, it's an anti-eco, I have better guns than the enemies, I don't need to force anything. You know, I can just relax, chill, enjoy my life, so, sure. It's okay how you played, like, it's not that bad. There's no dodging that. We're good. It's okay.
In the smoke, in the smoke, in the smoke.
Using that undercut was okay because maybe Phoenix has another flash, so why not to delay him a bit there. You can force these fights like with the shield. In this elo, like, why is ISO really good for this low elo between Iron 1 and Diamond 3 is because players just have various different mechanics, essentially. Like, probably ISO is the most noob-friendly agent. You know, that is very forgiving if you're using his shield properly. So, fine. Let's farm them. And we definitely seem like a player that is mechanically just far better and far superior, like, compared to these enemies. Like, essentially, if you're already that type of a player, and you have these type of mechanics that are like 20% better than an average player in your lobby, then you can feel free to like take some of these duels when you feel confident, of course. Now in this round, like, I would actually try going B again. The main reason is like it's a bit more unpredictable. We don't have that bad of a weapons. Enemy's team composition is not really something great, you know. Like, we know that Vise is the A player. It would be far more unpredictable and better. And also, you know, in the 4th round we can actually do some kind of a super fake because we condition the enemies on B. But this idea to go A is still okay because we're one ultimate orb away from the ultimate, so if we pick up the Vise or anyone from the site, we can just push. And that is generally like the main rule that you want to follow with ISO. Whenever you're one orb away from the ult, or you have the ultimate, find and execute somewhere. Like, there's no reason to split, lurk, flank, just find man. If your teammates push in, when you pick up that guy, even if you lose a fight, your teammates are good for 1 kill. But the whole point is, like, you really need to time your ultimate with your teammates execute. Like, I see a lot of ISO players, like, they use the ultimate before the utility goes down. Like, before the smokes and a flash or some shit like that. Like, then the problem is, like, if your teammates are... Maybe your teammates are not gonna execute. Maybe they're gonna wait for you to finish the fight and then decide what to do. Which is stupid, essentially. Like, you know, if you lose a fight, then... I mean, we just lost the fight. And our teammates are 4v5. Here, I would definitely be persuading my Yoru brother, please, I'm gonna suck your cock. You know, lick your ass, do whatever, dream job 24/7, no problem, man. Just please play this round with us. There's still no reason to flank and lurk and all of that stuff. We can just do that later. I have the ultimate. If you pick up the orb, can you give me a pop flash in the A main area of the map so we can take the A main control properly? Or maybe Cypher can use a camera, or Omen can use a paranoia. Like, just don't dry peek A main area of the map without any utility. Thank you. How did we get hit by the knife? This is maybe the worst knife and the worst knife hit I've ever seen. Yeah, bro. I mean, it doesn't matter, like, go pick up the orb and follow the drone. So, we're playing against the KO. KO might have a pop flash. I mean, he definitely has a pop flash here. So we need to be ready for that at any moment of time. You should have picked up this orb. But there's nothing better for you to do. If this is already smoked off, you're already safe, you should have picked up the orb. I mean, I hope that's the plan in this round. Ah, he doesn't even know he has the ult. Bruh. I need to, you know, the main power of ISO. There are two ISO powers. Three, right now. With the latest changes. So first power of ISO is obviously the shield. Like, you really want to abuse his shield to take favorable duels. Like, and you can force 50-50 duels more than any other agent. So that is why I would recommend ISO only to the players that are 20% mechanically better than an average player in their elo. That is the player that can main ISO, essentially. Because you still give it a sound and you're in a bit of a disadvantage almost in 50% of fights. Second power is the undercut on defender's side, and on attack it's really powerful. Like, if you hit it, like, you disable a lot of different utility, which is great. You know, fuck the debuff. Debuff doesn't do that much, like, most of the time, but the KO part of the debuff is nice. And the ultimate, like, brother, like, literally, main thing that you should be tracking is how many points you need for this shit. Like, this shit on the attacker side is just, what can I do about it? Like, I'm defending A site alone as a KO, for an example. I mean, I need to give up the site, basically. There's no other way. Like, you're always in a disadvantage on the bomb site if the ISO has the ultimate. But you can win the ultimate, it doesn't matter. You are dead if your team is pushing, of course. Do you think Reyna is more powerful than ISO? No. I think ISO is just much better. Reyna is maybe more powerful for players that... that depends, really, like. I mean, they're kind of very, very close. Very, very close. I just think ISO is much better team player and more versatile. He'll get you out of more situations right now. And that's it. That's the only reason why he is a bit higher for me, in my opinion. Oh, the guy also had a judge, man. This is such a sad round. Like, this is a sad round on so many different levels. Because if you picked up that guy, a free kill, if Yoru didn't die alone, this was like... I mean, obviously, I didn't know this guy has a judge. But still, like, following these basic rules that I'm explaining right now will give you the highest chances of winning the rounds. And you need to, at least in the first 4 rounds, tell your teammates what to do. On a macro and micro level. You know, tell them where to go, what to do, like... Basically, at least on a macro level, like, guys, let's push this, let's push that, like, based on economy, based on ultimate status and that type of shit. Actually, a really good shield and a really good fight, surprisingly. Right now, I would actually use also a blind ultimate in the art. Because we know that one player is in art, you still have a shield. Before the enemies break it, I will 100% use the ult. For an example, picking up that guy. And now I would definitely pick him up. The problem here is, like, if the enemies break your shield, I would never use my ultimate to take a fight with the enemies. Unless I'm low HP, or I'm 2 versus 1 and I can just pick up an enemy. And, you know, even if I lose a fight, like, my teammate is gonna backstab that ISO, that remaining enemy. This decision here was a problem. Like, this round was easy. You should have picked up that Reyna. But I think in this whole round you were just unaware of how close you are to your ultimate. Like, you need to track that a lot more with ISO. This round is on you, you know? Now, you know, this pattern of pushing is really stupid. Another thing that is stupid in this round is going B. We know that the Phoenix is the B player. He played B every round in the past 3 rounds. So, pushing B right now, Sudoku. Absolute fucking Sudoku. And we have the ultimate. You know, we can still pick up the Vise, pick up the KO from the A site, because we know that Vise and KO are playing somewhere around Art and A. So, 5-man push on A is the best idea. Track these, you know, like, track these. I mean, I'm gonna give you one training for this shit, you know, that can improve your overall awareness and how to track this information, but these are the learning rounds for you, and you should be tracking everything. Like, basically, the first 4 rounds are the main rounds in which you should have 400% focus. Because if you snowball these rounds, and if you fuck up the enemy's economy and mentality, I mean, winning the game is like piece of cake, essentially. It's really hard to come back from the deaths in ranked solo queue. Oh, Phoenix incoming in 3, 2, 1. Yo! Oh, I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! As soon as he did the ultimate, I knew what's gonna happen. God forbid, man. I think, good luck now. I mean, you better win this one. When you're fighting in your own ultimate, I'm just gonna give you one tip there. So basically, in Isos ultimate, I would always play on my strengths. I mean, on the player strengths. So what do I mean by that? If you think that your right flicks are better than the left flicks, always take the right portion of your shield and hold this angle. If you think that your left flicks are better than right, hold this part of the wall. Also, another tip, stand as close, how close you should stand to your walls depends on obviously the weapon that you think enemies have. Like, don't get closer to Judge, Stinger, and that type of shit. And Sheriff as well. Like, I mean, to be honest, like, I think you know, every weapon has enough range to one-tap you, but it doesn't matter. You should stand as close as... Basically, the distance between you and a wall should be based on what feels more comfortable for you. Like, are you better in a closer fights, in a longer fights, etc, etc. So, instead of his ultimate, always play like on your strengths, you know. And with your crosshair placement, you are holding an angle for which you are simply bad. You know, like basically, if your like left flicks are terrible, just hold the left peak, and that's it. And then you can flick right. I mean, your advantage compared to that enemy is that he needs to gamble a lot more. You see how in your ultimate, like, I mean, even if you stand behind this wall and you gamble there, you need to do a very small amount of flicking and correcting to take that kill. But if the Phoenix is wrong with his crosshair placement, he needs to do a much larger flick with a much larger margin of error. So this was very good. Solid positioning. Love it. Thanks God. I think this is mega fucking stupid that this counts as a Phoenix ultimate, to be honest. Mega fucking stupid.
Contract complete.
But okay, I mean, every ultimate has some kind of a counter. I guess it makes sense that a clone can get picked up and the Phoenix ultimate.
Contract complete.
Okay. You know, this fight that you have taken here is fine. To be honest, it's absolutely fine. To be honest, like also when you have a double tap, I would force you know, some fights if they already work in my favor, or if I can just simply fight together with my teammates. I think my girlfriend is at the doors. Like, just a second, she's gonna kill me, bro. Okay.
Enemy spotted. B.
They're all here. Run. Yo, just run.
Spike down B.
Okay. Good micro idea.
40 on fight or Phoenix.
Sup? What? Huh? 40, probably. 40. By the way,
Careful guard.
this solo play that he did right now is actually really, really good. Like, really, really good. Basically, you know, in a 3v4, playing in a default way would definitely not be a good idea. Like, essentially, you need to go for some solo plays and make something out of this. So, you know, you notice in the first 3 rounds that enemies are rotating super fast. So we can use that information to basically fuck up the enemies and take more space from them. Very good play. And mainly because, you know, when you're in numbers disadvantage on the attack, enemies stop your push, delay your push, you need to, you know, squeeze into somewhere. Or have at least one player that is doing something like this. So this is really nice. I like it a lot. I just don't know how this guy is ready for that. Like, KO is the best player in the world. But, okay. Now we are in the problem. Like, here you need to run. Like, you're 3v3, very low HP. I would just run for my life and try to get into the A main area of the map as soon as possible to play some refray game. We still have an undercut, we still have a shield, we still probably have a Tejos rockets, if I'm not mistaken.
30 seconds left.
Just as we are rotating, we need to clear Arth and we need to be ready for every fight. This is a bit of a mistake. Like, here you should have just told your Tejo, stay in A main, like, I'm coming, let's play together. You know, I'm coming. Stop using that vibrator. So basically, like, yeah, you should your whole team should have played from the A main. We have a trip for the flank. It would be much easier. Now we need, you know, you put yourself in a position where we need to look at the art. Then we need to look at this timing. Then enemies can fuck us up from the site. Like, why? Why? Yo, Kenpachi, thank you a lot for the tier 2 sub. 54 months in a row. Crazy. Mental X-verse. Our baby's gonna go places 17 times, man. By the way, guys, I'm still not. I'm not schizophrenic. Like, there's a person here. This is what I was talking about. You want to eliminate these timings when you're playing 2v2 and 3v3 as much as possible. As much as possible. But overall, this whole round, let's be honest, we could have had much better ideas how to play it, much better macro and micro ideas as well at the start of the round. You need to fix that, lead your teammates a bit more and tell them what to do. I think he's an unforced stack here, I'm not really sure, because there's a whole, you know, squad playing on Discord. Now chat, we will need to continue this tomorrow because she's gonna kill me if I do it right now. So we're gonna continue this VOD review tomorrow anyways. I have nothing planned for tomorrow except I wanna play a few games of Valorant, a bit of PUBG, and to finish this VOD review as well. That's how we're gonna finish the week. And maybe tomorrow I'm gonna do the viewers games. Also, let me see like how much subs we need for the giveaway. Oh, we can actually do a giveaway. Okay, so on Discord, I'm going to make a giveaway for Valorant points and coaching tomorrow. Okay, chat. Thank you for watching. We finish this VOD review tomorrow's and maybe some tier 2 tracker reviews as well. You know. So yeah. Good day today. Like actually pretty solid. Considering that we won these 2 games easily. But we also played well, you know. It was not that bad. Previous days I was really bad. I don't know. Like I just, you know, when I'm in flow, yeah, oh, it's easy. Just 15 more wins. What was that for us, you know, like it's not like I lost my mental health in the previous 9 months completely. Take care guys, love you all, thank you for support and see ya tomorrow's, yeah. And check out the new video right now. Like I'm not gonna raid anyone, just go check new video immediately. And I'm gonna leave you with some good music, you know? New vid. Bam. 5 PM probably. Like I'll try to start earlier because I need to. Essentially, you know, like I can't stream when she's there. Like it's so funny.
I want to cuddle.
Okay, now after a day we're back once again. I'm gonna pretend that I didn't play a single game of Valorant and that I love playing this game, you know, as always. So we're left at you know, 2-2. I kind of forgot what happened in the previous rounds, but you know, we have everything recorded, so you will know what happened. We talked that basically like against this team composition we need to do some splits, obviously. Now we're doing some kind of a proper split finally. I would just advise you when you're playing on Pearl, if your team wants to split A site, make sure that you have 3 teammates on mid. Basically, like splitting A with only 2 players is almost never worth it, especially not if we consider that enemy Vice might be having a wall here. So we need to bait out that wall. Then enemies are gonna know that we're pushing through there. You will need more support. I mean, with Iso and his shield, you can still take this space alone. You know, personally, if my teammates start, you know, dying in A main or they need my help on A site, fuck it, even if there's Vice wall here, drop your wall in front, use it as a cover, clear this angle, move in, done. I told you already, when you're starting in mid, you know, from this window position, try to get in this spot a bit faster so that, you know, we're not wasting our time and that you're able to refrag this guy if he gets peeked from this position. Anyways, like, if we call for a split, like, we need to move a bit faster. Like, look what your teammates in Amen are doing. Like, they're all, I mean, you're already sent a teleport. Teleport is already going. Your Cypher, you know, he can get fucked from the art at any moment of time. Like, right now, you know, when you're doing these splits, timing is everything. Like, you need to consistently look at the minimap, and based on whatever the fuck your teammates on the opposite side are doing, that's how fast you should be taking the space and moving as well. But in this round, also, this is a horrible mistake. basically it is absolutely retarded to do a split because we have Yoru ultimate. If you have the Yoru ultimate plus the Techos ultimate as well, fuck it. Just do a 5-man push A, 5-man push B, it really doesn't matter. I mean, Yoru is gonna scout all of the enemies. We can just bombard them with contingency, with paranoia, with guided salvo. What are the enemies gonna do? Nothing. Essentially, nothing. So yeah, my bad, like, I didn't change the screen. So basically, yeah, like, you know, in this round, essentially, like, we should be doing a 5-man execute. Like, there's no reason to do any type of a split. You can let this Cypher play alone. Let him, you know, maybe try to find something on mid while you play with the rest of your team, and we're taking the space on A side.
Next.
That's a bit unfortunate, there's nothing to do about that. But anyways, you should be expecting an enemy in the art. Like, you know, I'm not gonna talk how you died. How you died is a bit unfortunate, but you cannot swing the art like this. Like it's impossible. Like, when you do it like this, like, I mean, you don't give a fuck at that point. You know, who cares about ranking up, then just play the game for fun, to be fair. Like, okay, activate the shield, jiggle pick this angle, jiggle pick this angle, jiggle pick this angle, or bait the shit out of your Cypher if he already wants to swing first, and then on his contact you take a fight and that's it. An enemy could have been there with maybe Operator, I don't know, like, you know, if enemies are gonna buy the op with his team composition, but you don't know that as well, for an example. And you should always be expecting, like, you know, when you're going through art, you always go like this, and you always expect an enemy on this common angle, here, picking the boxes. That's it. Like, we cannot, like, what was this swing? And all of the props to KO, to be honest, like, you know, very unexpected and a very stupid play that actually worked. Something like this happens to you. Better luck next time. We're gonna take the note, see what we can do next round.
Cutting through.
But the ultimate mistake in this round was like, there was literally absolutely no reason to do any type of a split. Like, why? You have the Yoru ultimate, Techos ultimate, guided salvo, and tons of utility. Plus, you have this debuff that you can use if Yoru reveals the buys on the site. You had everything. Like, really no reason to play any type of a split. Now in this round, I don't know, again, like the main thing I hate when I see these low elo players play, like, basically just try 5-man executes early on through main areas of the map. Like, you know, first round going 5 mid, now going 5 mid. There was another round where we went like fuck the mid area of the map. Like, in this elo, players usually don't have a good idea of how to defend bomb sites solo and what to do. And they will fight way too much than they should. And most of the times you can exploit some kind of a mistake. And it's easier to control what your teammates are also gonna do when you're playing in these lobbies. Like, we are risking a lot by going through mid again. I mean, we have these flank trips, but I just don't know, like, how good are those trips, but whatever. But still, like, 5 players going through mid, like, that should never happen. Maybe in an eco hull by round, you know, bonus round, like, you want to do something, you want to maybe take a connector, fuck up the enemies with a shorty in the face, you know, like, that's okay, you know, then testing the enemies on mid and see how they respond. But doing this in a full by round, crazy stuff.
missiles away.
He's in the corner. Pick him up. Pick him up.
Also, like, I mean, we noticed this in the previous rounds as well, but you need to speed up a bit. You need to speed up a bit. Like basically, your Yoru is already here. We need to catch up to this guy, man. I don't know what you're waiting for here. Like, enemies never pop flash the doors. Enemies never, you know, with the Phoenix and KO flash. If you're waiting to counter that, like, I mean, if enemies never showed you that they're like doing something in 5 rounds, what makes you believe they're gonna do it in the 6th? You know? And yeah, when it comes to economy management, like, basically your teammates are kind of saving here, but my dude has the money to buy in the next round as well. Because of the loss bonus.
All missiles away.
He's in the corner. Pick him up. Pick him up.
Run!
Initiate.
What is this, hide and seek? Like, okay, you know. Bro, this was fun. This was mega fun. I mean, Clove cannot kill all 4 of you guys, you know. You don't need to run. Just take some off angles and fuck her up.
This is how it ends.
I know that there's a lot of... So once again, we come to the same mistake that we had in the first round. So, you know, you do some kind of a default, or you try to do something in the mid area of the map. Okay. Like, if you don't kill all of the enemies, and if you don't take some bomb site control, essentially, immediately from that push, reset the rounds. Like, basically, here we pushed, you know, only mid doors. We killed 2 enemies. We suffered 1 loss. Reset the round. Yell at your teammates. Tell them to go back. Like, go either towards A main, towards B main, and we already talked how you should do this and why you should do this in the first round. This is a bit stupid in my opinion, especially like, you know, this Tejos ultimate. Jesus Christ, man.
What the?
Don't peek, both of you play main, type will lurk and kill him.
Okay. Solid idea. You know, like, solid idea. Considering that both of you are low HP. Okay.
Smack down. I have blind. And all.
Just the cipher is gonna take a lot of time, man. Like, the guy chose an interesting route.
One enemy remaining.
When your Omen died, I mean, you needed to, like, activate a shield there. But okay. So, we have a good postman, like, what can I say? Like, very good. Like, very disciplined. We played on our advantages, which is numbers advantage. On surprise mechanic, which is the cipher. Okay. Why did he not use the shield when in art? But to be honest, like, I mean, who knows where the fuck are these 3 enemies? Because Vice played very passively on A site in the previous rounds. It was okay that he didn't use the shield here. You know, and then he didn't have time to do it right now. Because you know, this guy just got in a fight. So he needs to go for a refrag. It was an okay idea to not use a shield right now. Speed up, man, like a bit like your teammates are monkeys running forward. Like, I mean, what are you holding right now? Who's gonna peek you there? I mean, maybe, but come on. 6 rounds, enemies played super passively. No one played aggressive in the enemy team. Like, come on.
Locating targets.
Stop.
Okay, listen. You know, when you're using the ISO wall and you're taking the space, you really want to use the slow wall most of the time. Like, essentially, and you want to use the wall in a direction where there's the highest chances for enemies to be, or to cover an area that is not covered, like, by the smokes. So basically, like here, you know, if you already have this bad smoke for the elbow, I mean, there's no reason to use it right now, that's why it's bad. And let's say this is smoked. Personally, I would use a wall towards the elbow to cover that. I mean, it is impossible for you to cover the, you know, link. So this wall would be nice. And then shield, and then we're popping out. When it comes to pathing, like, personally with ISO, I would prioritize this type of pathing, like getting into this corner and fighting from this corner, if already majority of my teammates are swinging out here. You know, like, you have a shield, you can take some, you know, more fair fight in this position rather than taking it from this spot. You know, you don't have a dash ability, teleport, or any escape tool, to be honest, and only God knows, you know, what's gonna happen here.
Stop.
I don't know about this smoke set, like, you know, a default smoke setup when you're pushing B set of Pearl should be either this and this, or this and this in the full buy rounds. Like, basically, you know, we should be fighting for the elbow. You know, we should be fighting for this control.
Spike down B.
Listen, one golden rule that you should always use in Valorant is the following. It is better for you to die in the process of repositioning rather than dying because you played some kind of a position that was bad for you. So basically, like here, you know, after you killed that that enemy Phoenix, get into elbow. Like that's the only thing that you can do right now. Like, smokes are disappearing, enemies can be coming through the CT, through the link, from the tower. You know that Reyna is in the elbow as well. We don't have the troops for the back. We're fucked, essentially. And we need to make something work. Like, we need to take some space. So here, especially because you still have the orb, you need to force that Reyna fight. And especially because you're one ultimate point away from the ultimate, that is another incentive for you to take that fight. And to be honest, whenever you have the ISO shield, like, not a single fight is a 50-50 fight. Basically, like, you have the advantage of a shield.
Spike down B.
Okay. I would highly advise you take a look at my ranked playbook on Discord server and learn what is a good, bad, and optimal smoke setup for every single round, economy round, and stuff like that. The smokes that your Omen was doing, it's, you know, that setup is good sometimes, but not always, you know?
Locating targets.
Huh? Okay, Biops. Bro, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Locating targets. One suppressed. All missiles away.
You know what you need to fix on the attacker side? When you're starting the rounds and in the middle of the rounds, for example, I don't know what you're doing right now.
One suppressed.
You need to tell me, you know, through private messages later. But
Away.
basically, what are you doing right now? Like you see that your Yoru is hyper aggressive. You see that your Teho is moving forward. Why are you not doing something? Like why do you allow that the distance between you and your most aggressive teammate is this or this? You need to play with at least one of them and use them as a recon tool. Like this guy is a Sova drone for you. You should love when you have teammates like this that are mentally disabled and that are gonna swing everything without a second doubt. I love this type of teammates because then I can just base shit out of them and, you know, take a fight after them or together with them, and I don't need to rely on them to refrag me. So you should be focusing a bit more on better like positioning and pathing based on which angles your teammates are clearing, how fast they're running, and you need to adjust your pacing a bit more. Like this kill, exactly. Like this kill here doesn't matter at all if, you know, your Yoru is gonna die from the KO in art, and we know that KO is playing Judge in art from the previous rounds, but your Yoru probably doesn't know that because in that round he actually went through the aim and area of the map, so he was not aware of it, probably. Anyways, like here we should be taking this fight with the Teho together against the Phoenix. But look where you are.
Judge.
Like this is the problem. You know, this is not the problem. Like no one can help the Yoru. He is alone, he is on his own adventure. But this is the problem. That's your kill. You could have killed the Phoenix before the Teho died. We could have treated the numbers a lot better.
Reloading. Spike down mid.
That's one link too.
To be honest here, like, I would have also maybe used the ultimate. And tell Cypher to protect my body. But okay, because you know where is the Phoenix? You know? Phoenix has the ultimate, that's gonna be a big of a problem later, if we don't kill him. Like, if we eliminate the Phoenix, basically, like, our chances are pretty solid of winning this this round.
Got the spike.
Reloading.
You can hold one of them.
No distraction.
That might be a bit late, but we'll see.
Last player standing.
Yeah. Basically, you know, now enemies heard you pushing in, like they heard you picking up the spike, and then you spent 5 to 6 seconds there. Now it's just too late, essentially. Like, you know, I would have also pre-assumed that enemies are crunching on me. Like, you know, you were going towards the spike, enemies know exactly what's happening. Like, Phoenix is also pushing you. Like, there's probably one enemy here, one enemy already here. Like, it was too late once you picked up the spike. If you used it immediately, that would be a solid game decision. Doesn't matter, like.
All missiles away.
Okay. Buddy has decent aim, but plays like a fucking killjoy main. Bro is so scared. I don't think he's scared, he just doesn't, he's just not adjusting his pacing based on what his teammates are doing, and that's it.
Someone is A.
Making.
Listen, one piece of utility that I've noticed that you're never using is the Q type of shit. Like the contingency that's actually undercut, sorry, like contingency is the wall, like whatever, undercut. So basically like you know, if you're doing an execute, you know, basically a 5-man execute somewhere, even if you don't know exactly where are the enemies, you should do a gamble. You know, like drop it like this, drop it like this. It's totally fine. Like, the best idea is to drop it based on some information, of course, based on previous rounds or based on our current utility usage. But you know, if you already don't have an info, this is fine. This is also totally fine. You know, if you're playing against the Vise, probably she's gonna play a bit more passively, you know, like here, here, here. So these are all good guesses. So, how should your execute look like? You know, double tap this shit and then wall. I also noticed that you're using your wall way too much overexposed. You know, like basically there's no smoke here and you're doing the wall like this. I mean, how do you know that an enemy is not gonna kill you from there? Maybe one enemy is here somewhere. You know? Like, for example, when you're pushing A site, but to be honest, like, you know, most of the times this wall is sufficient enough. Basically, this wall allows you to take this fight, then take this fight and move in. So that is how your wall on A site execute should look like 70% of times, essentially. Shield, undercut, wall, taking the wall as a cover, clearing in right angle, this angle, and then we can just get into our default position that you're taking as a Jet player, Omen player, you know, like our dive position. And then from this spot, we're fighting the enemies together with our teammates.
Someone is A.
But in this round, like, you know, we talked about this in the first part of this VOD review yesterday. Like, if enemies already have a Vice that is always playing A site, 5-man executes are not possible unless you have the ultimate and unless your Yoru has the ultimate. You know, that's the only way how we can actually go into the bomb site. Like, against the Vice, we need to do 2-3-4-1 splits, or use these big ultimates to fuck her up on the bomb site.
Someone is A.
And this was a bit of a Sudoku. And also, when you saw this, these vines on the ground, mission abort. I just mean, like, you know, even if you go in and you take a kill, you will take so much damage, and your teammates can still, you know, they cannot move in. They are delayed. Like, basically, 4v5 is not that big of a disadvantage. 4v5 is manageable, and, you know, when you're only one number down, it's okay. Like, literally, it's fine. You can reset yourself, reset the round. Maybe we can kill the Clove that is on mid. Like, you don't need to make rushed out decisions only because you lost one guy in the team. Not that big of a problem. But the problem is, like, if you make a rushed out decision, you die, and then your teammates are 3 versus 5. Well, you know, not only that your teammates are 3 versus 5, but you're not really controlling the outcome of that round at all. So here, like, you know, what you're trying to do is, like, something that maybe Tens can do in a Platinum lobby. You know, like, go out with a shield and stand in one place and then one-tap 5 enemies that are coming at him. But even then, like, if Phoenix uses a proper flash, maybe Vice has a flash setup on site, Tens is dead. So you cannot allow yourself to take such unfavorable fights. Like, with other agent, with other dive agents, it really depends. Like, for example, you know, with Jet, Raze, and Omen, I will still go into the bomb site and move in, even if I see this type of shit on the ground, if I think that I can get a kill and stay alive, and wait for this utility to go down, and then you know, I wait for my teammates to move in. But with ISO, brother, like, I mean, you don't have a dash, you don't have a teleport. Like, all you have is shield and crosser, and your right hand, and left hand as well. So, you cannot take this type of fights. That's just too much. Anyways, as I said, like, the main piece of utility that you're really underusing the most is the undercut. You know, damage amplifier really doesn't matter at all. Like, you know, very rarely you're gonna have a chance to like take a fight with the enemies that are debuffed, you know, but denying enemies utility setup is very important. You know, I don't know, like, you're executing a Lotus seaside. No matter if I know or if I don't know where is an enemy on seaside or a sentinel, I'm still gonna drop undercut here, or here, blindly. And if I know, I will definitely drop it. Then the shield, and then I will use the contingency shit, like to block off this, or to block the forward while I'm taking this fight.
Here.
Also, let me give you one more advice. If team play is not working for you, and your teammates really want to repeat the same mistakes over and over again, and I don't know, for an example, they really want to go mid on Pearl, and even when you go with them on mid, you still lose the rounds. Like, you cannot refrag them, you cannot play with them. It's totally fine if you just focus on punishing the enemies alone and trying to figure out some solo timings. And basically, in this type of matches where team play is impossible and you have very bad teammates on the attacker side, depending what type of playstyle they're using, depends if you should play with them or not. Like here, the problem is, like, you know, in this mid area of the map, we found 0 success overall. And you know, we already tried the 5-man push through mid, like, how many times? Like 3, 4, I think, during this this VOD review. Like, what you can try is, like, maybe taking some timing through the B-man area of the map to surprise the enemies and fuck them up. Because what did you notice? You notice that every enemy that is defending B site, whenever they hear that your teammates are going through mid, they instantly do this. And they leave the B site fully wide open. That happened in every single round where we actually went mid. So that's an idea, you know, a bit better than just running it down. And in this round, you should have forced, to be honest. Like, I don't know how much money you had, like, but basically, if your teammates are forcing, you should always force with them. Like, it's not worth saving money because in the next round, your teammates are anyways gonna be eco, so you need to be eco, etc, etc. So, like, here you should have bought, like, Lychel and Vandal, or Lychel and Phantom, whatever you prefer. Bro,
Is down.
Spike,
Is down.
spike down mid.
I got the spike.
like, as I said, like, I really don't know what, you know, what makes believe, what makes your teammates believe that this is gonna work again. Now, listen, like, I told you already. I told you already like every single time when you die and you don't activate your shield, you could have done something better. Like there are some fights where you cannot activate it, but let's be honest here, like, I mean, you had plenty of time. Plenty. And once again, like, I don't know what is this this gap between you and your most aggressive teammates. But okay, in this round he was a bit AFK, so whatever, you know, he needed to open the doors for his wife.
Spike down mid.
I got the spike.
I'm not gonna talk about your mechanics, obviously, because you should still be doing the same training that I've shared with you like a few months ago. So that's it. You know, like basically you didn't do that training, so there's no point about talking about your mechanics. This is actually a smart play, like, to be honest. Like, you know, I completely understand why you're doing this. Like, completely. Clove was always peeking mid. And this is another thing that you can try to do in matches where on the attacker side, your team play is not working, your executes are not working. Just focus on punishing one enemy that is repetitive and that you think you can punish and easily kill. Like this Clove, she was peeking mid every round, every single round. So what you're doing right now, not a bad idea. But once again, I would have started with a Cypher right now, because if she peeks the doors, like, I mean, Cypher is just gonna die and you cannot refrag him from this angle.
White has some shit here.
You should play flowers.
Well,
We can just we can
I was a judge.
Or I can ult and we can go in.
Yeah, just wait a second. Well,
Alright, never mind. Or I can ult and we can go in.
yeah, just wait a second. Well,
Alright, never
this round was pretty similar to like the fifth round that we already explained, so we don't need to cover this one.
Okay, not even joining. Let's just go.
To be honest, like the main reason why like you lost so many rounds on the attacker side here is because what we did with our ultimates was horrible. Like, for example, in that third round, you had the ultimate that was a free round for you. You could have snowballed the game. Losing that third round completely flipped this match, you know, in the enemy's favor. Then in the rounds where the Yoru has the ultimate, we do some random split, random plays. Like, basically, ultimates are the should be dictating a lot, especially against these type of team compositions, what you do in a specific round and what you do in a specific match. Like, we don't have a Jet, we don't have a dive duelist. I mean, we have a Yoru, but still, like, it's not the same as Jet. So we need to play smart, and we need to play around these big ults. And when it comes to the B executes, like, one of the main reasons why B executes were failing, our utility usage on B is horrible. Like, smokes, we cannot have in every single round a smoke for the elbow. It's okay to have it sometimes, you know, but not every round.
This is how we end.
Joke's over. You're
Fatal
dead.
missions away.
Also, like, you know, what I noticed is that you never respect who you're fighting in the enemy team. Literally never. Like, Phoenix is doing the ultimate. So what should you expect? A fucking flash in your face. Right now, instead of looking at this angle,
Joke's over. You're dead.
you should be hiding behind the pillar. Wait for the flash. Dodge the flash. Kill the Phoenix. Move forward. Done. Then like you end up in a 1v1 fight. To be honest, it was against the Phoenix again. Like in I think it was 3rd round or 4th round. Like you take a 1v1 fight against Phoenix and once again like without any cover. So what do you expect Phoenix is gonna do? Like he's not gonna ult you with a raised rocket, bro. Like you know he's gonna flash you. So you know take some cover, man. Like how you position heavily depends on who you're fighting, where you're fighting, like, and you need to think about that as well. Now this buy option, let me just see economy for a second. How much money you had here?
Last round in the half.
Okay, it was okay. It was okay.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Destabilizing.
Adapt or die! Careful.
Here, like, okay, listen, like, you, one of the main problems, like, for ISO players is that, basically, like, you use your wall in a one-dimensional way. Like, yes, your wall should primarily be used to execute the bomb sets and cover the angles as you're clearing the other angles. But also you can use your wall to cover your planter, for an example. You can use your wall to help your teammates, for an example. Like when they are taking the space. You can use your wall to fake shit as well. You can use your wall to escape the positions. Like here, for example, like, you know, your Omen is planting wide open. Zero cover. Smoke disappearing. Enemies can peek from the tower, CT, from the B-link. Give him a slow wall. It might be enough for him to plant the spike, stay alive, and then we can play the post-plant from the B-long area of the map.
Adapt or die! Careful.
And also taking this type of fight was a bit of a suicide, to be honest. Like, but, I mean, you were kind of forced to take it. To be fair here, like, I would have also tried to help this Yoru take a kill onto the Vise. So it was an okay decision, to be fair. Like, there's really nothing better you could have done. I mean, once again, we could have maybe resetted the round. You know, just get the fuck out. Like, we don't need to plant the spike. You know? You also could have dodged the Vise ultimate. That is also a good point in the chat. Like, look at the circle. Like, you could have stepped, like, literally 2 meters away. And you get out. That's, for example, a good tip for you. Like, whenever Vise does the ultimate, Tejo does the ultimate, any of these big ultimates, the first thing you should take a look at is the minimap. Just to see, is there even a chance to dodge that ultimate? And where should you go in order to dodge it? You know? So that is a habit that you should build over time, essentially. But in this round, you know, once again, you can lead your teammates a bit better in a macro way. And this Omen kind of did a bit of a mistake, like, there was really no reason to commit to this spike plant. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds. Like, literally, we can plant the spike whenever like, always remember in Valorant, like, your job is never to plant the spike. Your job is to win the round. Planting the spike is your last tool that you're using to win a round, essentially, in ranked solo queue. Like most of the times, you will either win or lose the round based on what type of fights we take and how we fight with our teammates and against the enemies. So here, like, you know that enemies are close, like enemies will be engaging us. They just did the Vice ultimate. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds and numbers advantage. It is not worth it for you to sacrifice your life just to plant the stupid fucking spike. We can finish the fights and then plant the spike. It doesn't matter, like, as long as we fight together properly. Okay, they won this. All good. All good. Okay, we will actually have to see the Defender side on Tuesday because I am mega tired, bro. Like, I don't know, my eyes are just, you know, too tired. Okay, now, the day after the day, like, this is the third cut, I think, fourth cut. Defender side of Pearl. So on the Defender side of Pearl, your default bomb site, number 1 priority B site, number 2 priority A site. It is a fast rotation map, and basically on this map you don't give a fuck about the map control. Essentially in the early rounds, you know, the 4 to 6 rounds, you prioritize team play over the map control, and wherever your teammates fight is where you want to fight. Wherever you think enemies will go next, you want to be there, you want to stop the enemies, you want to fuck them up, you want to play with your allies. Period. Now, on this map, the first 4 rounds, you should play passively. Like, it is totally fine to, you know, hold this angle as some kind of a starting position and just get this information. Hold this angle as a starting position, get this info. Play a bit more passively in the B-Link, in the art, and the first 4 rounds you can play like that. After the 4th round, you need to ask yourself, is this working? Can we continue playing like this? But what is really important on this map is, like, you cannot have a teammate that is starting here. You know, like, if a guy is playing on B side, I don't care if you're Cypher, Viper, Myper, Diaper, like, it really doesn't matter. Like, you need to give me the info, how many enemies are here, and if the enemies are crossing the B-main area of the map. Same on A-main. I don't care if you're playing Jesus Christ on the site, Mahatma Gandhi, like, right there. Like, this needs to be your starting position, and you need to give me this info for this specific cross. So, that's like a basics of the map. And on this map, whenever you have no idea where the enemies are gonna go, and if enemies on the attacker side are eco, half buy or bonus, like they have really low buy, or just a force buy, start somewhere in mid. Like, usually you want to start around the B-Link connector, so you can play fast rotations between B, connector, art, and A. Essentially on this map, defending this area of the map is far more important than actually defending the bomb sites. Like, once you lose connector, art, link, in ranked solo queue, Pandora box opens up, you know, like, and only God knows if your teammates will think about all of these timings, like where the enemies can be, which type of fights your teammates are gonna take. It's from that moment on, it's a shitfest essentially in ranked. So, in the first round, it really doesn't matter which agent you play. Like, you can do a setup, you know, you're playing Vice, do a setup for A, do a setup for B, but you need to start in the link somewhere here. You can play, you know, with ISO, you can go for the classic light shield undercut. You can go for the classic region shield. You can go for the ghost undercut. You can maybe go for a sheriff. That's also viable with ISO. It doesn't matter. Like, all 4 of these options, it's your personal preference and playstyle. Your starting position needs to be here. Jiggle picking the doors. If the enemies are pushing, open the shield, pick up the fight. If enemies are pushing art, insta rotation, help your teammates there. Enemies are pushing A, insta rotation, help your teammates there. That's how you need to play the first round. If you start on B side, and enemies are pushing A side in the first round of Pearl, good luck. Like, just, you know, you open up all of the holy books, and good luck. Now, immediate mistake in this round. So first of all, we are starting on A site. Mistake. Second of all, okay, you wanted to play A site. You know, in this first round. This cannot be your starting position. Like, even if you, let's say, I want to play Bucky here and fuck up enemies with a Bucky as they're coming in the site. I need to start here. I need to give my teammates the info how much space enemies have taken from us. Are the enemies pushing through the A main? And maybe to bait out some of their recon abilities, flashes, or something like that, you know. I can start here with a pistol, and then bait the enemies with a pistol again, and then destroy them with a shotgun, for an example. So here, you know, it's a bit unpredictable that, you know, two of us are on A set in this round. So that's something that we're, one mechanic that we can use to outplay the enemies. I mean, not really outplay them, like, I highly doubt that in the first round they're gonna expect both you and Omen on this site. So, you starting a bit more aggro and telling the Omen to play a bit more passive with a paranoia, totally fine, but we cannot give so much space for free. If enemies walk all the way to this position and explode into the bomb site, your teammates didn't even start rotating, and enemies maybe already have the site control. Like, that is why we need to start a bit more aggro. You don't need to force the fights, you don't need to, like, literally, you know, get in the face of the enemies. Just jiggle pick that early angle and get the info. Okay, let's go. But this is overall a really big mistake. Like, you always want to start in the doors. And right, so, now the question is, but Charlatan, in the first round you told me to play a bit more passive. What if my Yoru teammate is pushing mid in the first round? And you start in the doors. You support him. You support him. Like, you go peek doors as well. Of course, don't peek it like a monkey. You know, like, jiggle peek everything. Like, you know, go one step at a time. Like, basically, jiggle this, move in. I can pre-aim and pre-fire that angle. Or, we can bait the shit out of your Yoru, because he's already aggressive. Wait for him to take the first contact, and then surprise the enemies, swing out, take the kills, go back. I will still support this guy that is going aggressive in mid. And now the problem is, first of all, we have no idea if someone is in the A main area of the map. Second of all, enemies are pushing B site. Rotation is gonna take us millions of years. Yoru is pushing mid alone, he can die alone. So you created these problems by starting on A site in this first round. Good luck now. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully Cypher has some good setup that got destroyed right now, actually. And if you started in the link, you would have been there. You would have been there. You would have been right here to fight with your teammates, to refrag them, to use them as a baiting tool to destroy the enemy's anal cavity. Now, you know, to be honest, like, the best idea right now is to simply wait for Yoru. Like, I would just apply fake pressure, you know, go for maybe a few taps through the through the smoke. Maybe do an undercut, but I don't know why would I do an undercut, like, it's a bit of a waste. Like, I would just chill in this smoke, maybe do a few love taps, wait to see what Omen is gonna do from CT, but the main playmaker in these type of scenarios is always the player that is like lurking, that is going behind the enemies. So especially here when you're 3v5, you really need to wait for this Yoru. Like, if you don't wait for the Yoru, like, I mean, it's gonna be really hard with semi-automatic weapon dealing with the enemies on site.
I'll hit all.
Especially now, like, that flash was mega good. You see that type of a flash in a smoke, you just go absolute cinema in a Platinum 3 lobby. You all props to this KO.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
no, that was absolute cinema. Plus the timing of the smoke disappearing, like, that was absolute cinema. You made early mistakes. Like, you didn't lose this round right now. You lost this round from the beginning. Keep that in mind. Actually, Yoru killed 4 people, like... Bomboklat or Kumalala? I don't know. What are you saying, man? I don't know what is Bomboklat, bro. Sorry, man. Not keeping up with the memes. Fang, I'll do it, man. I'll do it. I promise. Now, in this round, like, you know, a general rule of thumb on Pearl is that if you lose the first round, second round, you play classic shorty at the backside of B. So basically, in a second round of Pearl, what I would do, simply buy a shorty here, drop it, get a classic pistol, shoot through the enemy smoke a bit, pop, 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 bait out the enemies, bait out their utility, then go at the backside, rotate, wait with the shorty, kill one enemy that is gonna push you. Enemies are always gonna push you here. Plus, you have the shield to dodge the, you know, to neglect the first bullet. With ISO, this should be a free kill. Then we can maybe pick up the gun from the dead enemies or continue fighting with a classic pistol. Generally speaking, like 60% of times in ranked solo queue, when enemies win the first round, in the second round, they are gonna go B side, which makes sense. So yeah, let's see what he's gonna do. If you're already playing on A side this second round, play classic shorty again. Like, I mean, you know, even on A side, like, look at their team composition. Not really that good. You know, they don't have any real recon abilities. They can fuck us up at the backside because of the Raze Vines, like Razor Vines, you know, KO Molotov, Phoenix Molotov, but it's Platinum 3, Diamond 1, like, you know. I don't expect these players to use always the proper utility. It's worth a gamble. That's what I'm trying to say. So, drop a shorty here, start with a classic, jiggle pick this angle, get the early info, bait out some utility, pick up the shorty from the backside, wait for the enemies. Easiest kills of your life, and then you can maybe continue fighting the enemies with a classic. Keep in mind that your main job in eco rounds is to always trade yourself for at least 1 kill. Damaging the enemy's economy, building your own economy, building your ultimate, and potentially winning the round if you get a gun from that dead enemy.
Okay.
Shadows traveling.
I don't know, like, you know, basically here, if you did what I told you to do, right now, we're probably, you would have probably killed 1 enemy on the left side.
Continue on Phoenix.
I mean, look how they're pushing. Like, they just have a Razor Vine for this right side here. Nothing for the back side.
Spike down A.
They're just rushing in. Like these are easy kills with a shorty from the backside. Like, people in this elo are just mostly mindless. You know, they're like those birds from Finding Nemo, man. Like they're literally like kills, blood, like just W key, you know. So the easiest way to punish that is like by using these cheesy strategies and just, you know, demolishing them from these type of positions. Now, what would you do second round if you won first one? Whenever enemies are eco hull by bonus, you always start in the B link, and you have 2-3 options in that second round. You can buy Outlaw with the best shield that you can afford and some utility, and just hold the doors. It's fine. If you hear enemies pushing, you can reposition yourself and just get into this spot. You can go for the Bulldog and Heavy Shield and utility. You can go for the Stinger Spectre with Heavy Shield and utility. Any of these options are fine on Pearl. Stinger, Spectre, Bulldog, Outlaw, but I will start once again here and play fast rotations. Yoru is actually really good, man. Like, I mean, the guy is a bit late. Like, what he's doing in these rounds is not really that good. But, I mean, he is taking these kills. Like, I mean, he damaged the enemy's economy quite a lot. Okay, let's recap a bit. First round, enemies went B. Second round, enemies went A. AB rule developed. Very nice. In this round, enemies are also eco, hull by bonus. So, chances are super high they will do something on mid. Mega high. And even if they don't do it, it makes more sense to start towards the doors or aggressive towards the art. Especially in this scenario, your Yoru is super aggressive. Like what info that we got from the first 2 rounds. My Yoru, he doesn't give a fuck. He is going through that mid area of the map, even if there's like 10 enemies there. So in this round, I would 100% start with a Yoru in Link and just bait the shit out of that guy and fight with him. I mean, obviously, I would not bait him, like I would just peek together with him and play with him. But that's why I'm playing passively. Impossible. Like, your Tejo looks like he wants to fight. Your Yoru looks like he wants to fight. And when you have these type of teammates on Pearl, you need to fight with one of them. Especially when your teammates want to fight for mid. You should almost always take that fight with your teammates. Because, I mean, if they just die on mid, and they leave the art open, connector open, link open, Pandora box opens up as well. And I don't know why you're playing so passively. Like, I mean, if you have a teammate that is here, like, why would you play passively? Low M, welcome, man. What do you mean Omen is back? He was disabled yesterday. But people, why all of your streams are private now? I can't watch previous streams both in Twitch and YouTube. I had some problems with copyright shit and some other stuff. So I needed to disable them. Now I fixed it and all of the streams from today are gonna be public again. Don't worry. Like, you will be able to watch them again. Like, I just made some mistake when uploading these bots on YouTube. Like, don't ask me. Like, it was stupid. We learn and we grow. You know how they say. But thankfully, the Tejo drone actually went in first. But everything. So, you know, what is the main difference? One of the differences between a good player in Valorant and a bad player in Valorant. One of the key differences is the amount of wasted time in a round. Like, basically, a good player in Valorant will waste minimal amount of time doing nothing. A bad player in Valorant will have a lot of wasted time and a lot of gaps where he was basically doing nothing during that round. Not getting any info, any space, not holding anything, etc, etc. So right now, you wasted 10 seconds literally doing nothing. You should have played with your Yoru. You should have played with your Tejo. You could have... Okay, you want to start passively. You want to play on A side for some reason. At least hold this cross and you are doing something. You know? But my dude spent here like 10 seconds. I don't know, like... Are you powering up the Tejo somehow? You know, he's like fucking... Dragon Ball shit, like, I don't know what's going on. My dude is like transferring his Rayatsu to the Tejo's drone, man. Like, come on, bro. What is this? Even now, like, you know, we know what enemies are doing and such a late rotation.
Joke's over. You're dead.
And these mistakes have nothing to do, you know, like with your IQ, with your knowledge, with anything. Like, you're just like, why are you spacing out? Isn't it logical for you that, you know, if my Tejo is droning in front of me, like, I should not be giving him back shots and playing, I should be doing something else, like. Okay.
Spike down.
Anyways, once again, like, a huge problem in the first 3 rounds is your initial positioning. Like, in this round, once again, he should have played in the B-Link. And right now, he should have been either there with the Yoru, or already at this moment of time, here. He should have been with the Cypher on the site. Like, if you just fix your initial positioning in these first few rounds, you'll find 10 times more success. Like, I don't know why you started on A side 3 rounds in a row on Pearl. Like, that is like, A side is statistically easier to be retake than B side. It's easier to isolate the angles. There's less crossfires as well. Easier to clear the positions. Like, if you already want to play some bomb site 3 times in a row, play B side earlier. Fuck it. Like, I mean, there's no reason to do that as well. You know, like, B side is like, there's this long range corridor. Like, you can just start in the B link and just play fast rotation, you know, towards B. You're gonna hear the enemies here, or your teammate on B side is gonna give you the info.
Spike down B.
Here also you made a mistake. Like, this is the first time we got to see this mistake from him. But you heard the judge in the smoke. Your teammate just died. There is more than 5% of chance that you're gonna fight an enemy. Activate the shield. Fuck it. Anyways, the ISO shield lasts for a decent amount of time. It's like around 7 seconds or something like that. 8 seconds. You can force a fight. It doesn't matter. Especially against the shotguns, you know, ISO shield is amazing and operator. So, here, when you saw this is the, basically, you know, a sign for you to activate your shield.
Spike down.
Like, taking this fight without shield, if you die right now, you could have done something better, like,
B.
as we already talked about on attack.
Spike down B.
That was terrible. Like, I already told you on the attacker side, when it comes to your mechanical skill, I would simply just use the initial training that I shared with you a few months ago. Because you told me in the Discord post you didn't play the game that much, you took a break. Reset yourself immediately. Like, if you're already coming back to the game again, just do that training. You know, if you don't have, like, that much time to do it, as I told you, just cut it in half. Do 1/4 of it is gonna be beneficial. You know, basically what was the, you know, I really hate speaking about mechanical stuff because the mistakes are so obvious and it's very easy to fix them with a proper training. And I already gave this guy a training that he should be doing, that he didn't do, like, obviously. But,
Spike down B.
basically, you know, you need to give some time for that recall to reset. Like, when this type of fight happens to you, like, basically, you go in a practice range, you open up 100 bots on eliminations, and you're practicing your spray transfer and recoil resetting. Like, here, first of all, like, in this fight, my dude, like, you know the advice is there, but why are you spraying the box? Just go for a jiggle peek, delete her. You know? Why are you starting the fight when the guy... You have an angle perception advantage here. Like, she's much closer to that box. You see more of her body. You're more ready for this fight. You should be taking it. This spray, based on... You know, like, right now you're just predicting if the guy is gonna peek out. But why are you doing that already if you have an angle perception advantage, if you already know where her head is, like, you have all of the advantage in this world. Combine that with the peeker's advantage and just delete the guy. Period. Then, she swings out, you go for a strafe, and you don't let this gun recoil reset at all. Like, basically, one of the main indicators that you can take a look at when you're resetting your recoil is basically the fucking light shit, like the muzzle of the gun. Like, if there is still some muzzle on the gun, the light coming out, like, don't shoot any bullets. You know, like, wait for like that 0.1 seconds for that recoil to reset and then start shooting again. Like, the worst thing you can do is in fights is panic. You get in a fight, you're not gonna die in real life. Trust me, like, I've tried many times, like, to do that. But it never works. Like, I die in game, like, nothing happens. I'm just, you know, my KD is going lower. But I can clearly remember, like, one training within the training that I gave you that focuses on this mechanical problem. So, just do it. Anyways, why the fuck you didn't activate a shield? I don't know if that would make a difference, but, you know, it's still ISO shield. 1 bullet minus. Okay, so first round enemy. Let's illustrate. First round enemies went B. Second round they went A. Third round they went B. First round W for them. Second round W. Third round big L. Now, enemies are going A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And this is the first round where we can also apply the rule of fear. So now, in the next round, chances are above 80% that the enemies are either gonna push A site, do A split, or generally do something on mid. So, starting around the art, or taking the aim and control, both of these options, good idea. But how the fuck are you here? I mean, maybe he was AFK at the start, but still. How am I here? And two of my teammates are there. And Tejo is droning mid. You are playing way too passive on defense. Way too passive. But here, you see that your Omen is gonna fight. In the Amen. I'm running, bro. I'm running. Okay, I got flashed. I'm still running. Like, you know, enemies cannot use a flash there and magically appear in front of you here. You know, I'm still running. And as soon as I see on the minimap that Yoru is revealing the enemies, or my Omen is taking a fight, bam, we're taking that fight. Already here, when you got flashed, activating the shield, doing this, taking the fight with Yoru and Omen. You should have activated the shield first, and then use the undercut. If you do it vice versa, I don't know, like, I mean, a lot of times that undercut, if enemies get undercut, are undercutted, debuffed, you know, they might abandon the mission. You know, a lot of the players will lose the confidence to move in because you also disable their abilities, and it's a bit better option, like, especially when you have these type of closer choke points, you know. Like, for example, you're playing in art, and enemies need to push through here. Activate a shield when you hear the enemy somewhere around the smoke, you know, here. And then, as they're coming out, bam, delete that guy, move back, delete another guy, move back, like, that's it. But the problem in this round is, like, I don't know, he was AFK at the start. Best agent for solo queue. Still, Omen, Jet, and Raze. if we take in account all of the ranks, from Iron 1 to Radiant. Followed up by Yoru and... by Yoru. But Yoru is like... I don't know. Yoru and Phoenix. Why am I inconsistent with my aim? How to be consistent? I think I have a YouTube video about that, so you can just watch that one. Search for it on my main channel. I don't know. So, I don't know. This guy seems to play way too scared for someone on ISO. I agree. Like, on attack, he was not playing like this. You didn't see the attacker side of the VOD review. But on defense, you play way too passively. Like, if you want to play ISO and use this agent to the full potential, first of all, when you have teammates that love to play aggro on defense and you're playing ISO, you should be happy about that. Because with ISO, you should be taking some of these fights and, you know, like, being a bit more aggressive and... I mean... You can also have a passive-aggressive playstyle as well, you know, you can be hiding behind covers, pulling out a shield, undercut, and then taking a fight, but... I don't know, like, you know, all 4 of these rounds that we watched... Like, you started on A side fully passively, tucked in, without gathering any information, without supporting your teammates that are playing aggro, like... You cannot play like this. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, like, if you played ISO or any other agent. Like, you cannot play like this on a defender side. Way too much space given to the enemy team. You're giving your teammates way too much control over the round as well. So, it's stupid. Also, one more tip. I don't know if this woman is your duo because... I don't know, whatever, like, it doesn't matter. But, if you're taking the aim and control... First of all... If you think that the enemies are gonna go A, but we don't need to use the Yoru ultimate for this. I mean, Yoru can use the ultimate anyways, it really doesn't matter. But I would always tell Omen, Astra, or whoever to use a one-way smoke here. I mean, that smoke is giving you a lot of the options to delay the enemy's push, to fuck them up, to get onto some kind of an off angle like this, where you see them, they don't see you. Like, basically, you can get on top of this shit right here and take this type of an angle. Then Yoru is using the ultimate, he reveals the enemies. He can maybe un-ult in the smoke, go for a pop flash, delete the enemy's TP back. I don't know, for an example. Omen can use a paranoia, like, then you can engage the enemies with a shield together with a Yoru, like, this one-way smoke is like a standard shit that you should be doing when you want to outplay the enemies in aim and maybe push them a bit more aggressively, unless you want to go super aggressive. Then you should be asking your Omen brother, like, just give me a smoke here, let's use a paranoia, let's use the undercut, let's fully push them back and spray them down, like, kill them. Yoru is going through the smoke with the ultimate. Yoru can, once again, pop flash through the ultimate, get out of the ult, like, through the smoke. I mean, we need to communicate something. And if your teammates don't want to listen, but at least, like, start the round here, you know. Vice uses a flash, destroy it. You hear the enemies pushing, activate a shield. Enemies are close, take a fight, go back. My guy was here with a bulldog, waiting for 2 of his teammates to die. But I don't know, he was AFK at the start of the round, so... I mean... Oh! This was just aim-lapse. This was just, aim-lapse.
Spike planted.
To be honest here, like, getting 1 more kill guarantees us the win in, you know, closing out this round. So I will definitely be forced, especially with the Bulldog and 70 HP and a shield. Right now, I will be forcing this fight with a KO. Definitely. But also, we need to be careful. We're still playing against the KO. He can pop flash us, so we need to... Ooh, they're both on site. Actually, Vice planted the spike. That's a bit unfortunate. I mean, that Vice was not really aiming for you. She was aiming for your Cypher. But still, this is a good lesson for you to never stand behind the smokes in the most probable spray, you know, direction. Like here, I will not even be holding this angle. Why? It's smoked off. I don't see shit. Like, you know, like I'm either behind the cover, getting ready to peek if my Cypher gets fucked, or I'm in the middle of here, you know, behind the smoke, so I don't get sprayed left or right randomly.
Last player
She was not really aiming for you, like, she was definitely aiming for this Cypher. Yeah. Okay, so enemies lost another round on A site. Enemies are... Just a moment. Enemies are...
You forget.
Enemies are...
Mistakes. If I may, I'll go in first.
Enemies
Then I'll
are...
go numbers.
Can I see the tab? I don't know why we are thinking about this decision. Like, Vandal, Light Shield, and Undercut. So that's what you buy here, if we are forcing. What the fuck is this, bro? I mean, obviously, I'm a Stinger lover, and you should be using the Stinger, but, bro, you have ISO Ultimate, you have enough money to buy a Light Shield and a Vandal, an Undercut, it's a full buy round, I mean, force buy whatever, like, I mean, we just won the last round. What the fuck is this? Economy management, man. I mean, I love that you're prioritizing heavy shield, but if you have enough money to buy a light and... I mean, if you already want to buy an automatic weapon... and you have money to buy a Vandal Phantom with a light shield, but it's better than Bulldog with a heavy. At least in these type of rounds. Well, I guess I'm not gonna get a tab here. Just a moment. That's why replay system would be amazing. You press the tab somewhere here. I don't know if enemies force, but whatever, like. So, in that previous round, enemies pushed A. They are fully following A, B, C, D, E, F, G pattern of pushing. So where do we start in the next round? Once again in B-Link. We have another, once again, the problem where Artejo is probably gonna play a bit more aggro with a drone. Enemies might be pushing B side. No one is defending B side. Enemies might be pushing mid. Like, B-Link is the best option in this type of rounds. Generally speaking on Pearl, like, whenever you have no idea where the enemies are gonna go. Enemies are eco hull by bonus. Enemies are following A, B, C, D, E, F, G pattern. Your teammates wanna play aggro on mid. Just start in B-Link. Endorse, and that's it. That's a solution for all of your problems. This really seems like B. Now listen, like, once again, I really hope we're not gonna like make the same mistakes. Like what we should be doing right now is you know, shield, undercut, and actually engaging the enemies together with our Cypher. Like, Cypher is playing super close. We can use him as a bait, because anyways he doesn't have any setup, so whatever. And as soon as the Cypher gets the contact, we need to pick out. But one huge problem in this round is the Vice ultimate.
Adapt or die!
Actually, that ultimate is absolutely dog shit. Just one last time I'm gonna talk about this, because I already talked about it on attack. Whenever enemies are using some big AoE ultimate, like any ultimate, it doesn't matter. It can be Harbor, it can be like you know, Vise, Tejo, doesn't matter. First thing you should do is look at the minimap. A lot of the times, players misplace these ultimates, and they leave a lot of the gaps that you can use to dodge them. Like, a lot. Especially Tejo's ultimate and Vi's ultimate. So, here, just look at the minimap. You have all of this space at the backside, right here, to dodge this ult. Why are you why are you tanking it? Now, one thing that I don't know, like, to be honest, I never tested this. I don't know if Vi's ultimate is still active in Isos ultimate. I don't know. Does anyone in chat knows this? Like, if he activates shield right now and uses the ultimate, it's not. So all of the debuffs are gone. Well, to be honest, like in this case scenario, that is the best option. You know, if you're stuck like this with ISO, only with a classic pistol, and Vi's ultimate is onto you, literally the best option is just to shield, ult, and take a fight. Yeah, it clears all debuffs, yeah. Like, there's no other option here. But anyways, like, I don't know, like, you should be more aware when it comes to the minimap. Like, map awareness is very low, especially on attacker side, it was low. I also talked how to fix it, and I gave you the training for that. You know, like, so yeah. But that you know, these ultimates should always be your main minimap trigger. Like, no matter what you're doing at that moment of time, you need to take a few seconds to look at the minimap. Maybe he survives. What is this rank? Platinum 3.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Focusing.
The gun having Tejo.
Cover going out.
Good long.
Someone is B.
Mark him. I mean, you did absolutely nothing in this round, and I told you what you should have done. You know, how we should have played this type of a scenario. How do you reach Platinum if you don't have map awareness? I don't get it. But you don't... Like, the problem of an average player in Valorant is that an average Valorant player, especially the esports enjoyer, is completely unaware of how bad ranked players in Valorant actually are. Like, you just cannot believe, like, what type of players I'm coaching in the last 5 years. And it doesn't get any better. As a matter of fact, it's even worse than before. Like, players are just getting mechanically better. But in terms of game knowledge, map awareness, decision making, mentality, attitude, communication, all of that is falling apart in this game. The only elo which actually improved a bit is Radiant elo. Why? Because there's more and more pro players, tier 1, tier 2 players, you know, actually good players that are investing their life in this game. But brother, like, you wouldn't believe, like, you know, how many Immortal players I coach. And I'm like, what is that? I'm basically, like, baffled. Or, like, Ascendant players, or Diamond players, like, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm not saying that Diamond 3 is low elo because of my ego and something like that. It truly is low elo, like if you compare it to, like, let's say Immortal 3 or Immortal 2. And they're not that far away. But the skill gap between those players is like day and night. Like, comparing a, you know, Diamond player with an Immortal 3 player, or Immortal 2 even, is like day and night. And then comparing Immortal 2 with Radiant is like miles away. Immortal 3 Plus is 100% different game than Immortal 1 or 2. That's also like, you know, just for an I mean like you can for an example compare the games that I'm playing with the games that maybe like Voodoo and MySki are playing, because I'm sharing a lot of communities, a lot of the community with them. And MySki and Voodoo were like Immortal 1, Immortal 2 at some point. Brother, they're teammates and enemies compared to mine. Like mine are VCT demons, man. Both in my team and against me as well. It feels like it's mostly aim battles in Ascendant, and below from what I've seen. Depends how you want to play the game. You know, it really depends how you want to play the game. Like, I still believe 100% if you are versatile, if you know, basically like play versatile agents as well, and you abuse every fucking weapon in the game, like things don't need to boil down to 50-50 fights. You can create every fight to work in your favor. Especially with cheesy setup, cheesy strategies, abusing the Operator, Judge, Stinger, Outlaw, every weapon in the game. Like, I don't know, I don't want to demean this person, but that Vice ultimate could have been dodged. And MP Goal 3 is literally shown on screen that there is gap, not even minimap. What do you mean screen? He saw it when he flicked. I mean, like, you know what is the problem, like, of VOD reviews? Like, you also need to... Like, when you're looking someone play as a gold player, like... I mean, any player, it doesn't matter. You know, this is heat of a moment, like, you know, you hear Techos, you know, shit bombarding the stuff, you hear the Reyna Lear, like, but... That's why, like... You need to improve your awareness by taking the nose down, like doing some kind of training for this sensory type of shit. Like there's training for everything, you know, any type of awareness, communication, like literally anything. The only training that I don't know about is like for mentality. Like I really, you know, that comes with external factors, like go to the fucking gym, take care of your life, like, and stuff like that. But you know, like for an example, you know, if I'm backseating someone or playing with someone, right now I'm just yelling at this person like, look at the minimap. Search for the gaps, basically. And that should be the first instinct that comes to you when you see this type of AoE ultimates. That you engrave within your gameplay naturally. Now enemies are mega predictable, I don't want to talk about it, like AB rule of fear, like starting on ASAT, good idea. Playing super aggressive, not really the best idea. If enemies are eco. Can we get the tab, please? From now on, thankfully we're getting the replay system. Maybe, I don't know, like, to be honest, like, maybe Riot Games is lying to us, but... again.
Weapons up, comms open.
Well, fuck. I don't know the enemy's economy. Okay, so basically here, like, if enemies are eco Halbai, once again I would play with Yoru. Once again I would be ready to fight in mid, and once again I would be playing fast rotations. If enemies are full buy again, what he is doing right now is totally fine. But let's see what exactly he is gonna do. Like here, I wouldn't over-aggress too much, because, you know, you cannot really take like solo aiming control with ISO. It's not worth it. Like, you know, taking an off angle that you can take with Jet, with Chamber, and playing here. I mean, you have a ultimate, you have a shield, you have undercut. It's really almost never worth it doing this alone. But, you know, asking your Omen, Brotheroni, give me smoke here, be ready to paranoid this if I get in a contact with the enemies, then you get in a contact, he paranoids, like, you take a fight with a shield, that is okay. But and also like you know, when you're playing like in aiming, just start here. Like take this angle. You can also hold it tight statically, it's fine, and just play aim libs. You see the yellow color, go for a burst fire, go back, you know, you can get onto some off angle, try to get this fight, then go down, enemies are pushing in, undercut, bap, 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 another kill. Enemies are in, bam, another kill.
Flash A.
Stabilizing.
Pushing it.
Okay, you can literally do whatever you want. You can do undercut and then shield, shield and then undercut, it doesn't matter. But why are you taking these fights without a shield? I mean, that's literally the only power. The only, like it's nothing. But that's the main power of ISO. Like, if you're gonna fight like this, just play Reyna. Or play Jet, play Chamber, like, with the TP and stuff like that.
My turn. You are powerless.
Very good that we activate the shield before the Chaos Ultimate. How powerful do you think ISO is right now? He is this powerful. B+, essentially. It's a very niche pick. You know, like, basically... So which players should main ISO? Players that want to work primarily on mechanical skill, and that is your main focus, sure. Just pick ISO and great pick for that. Players in super low elo lobbies, like bronze, iron, you can play ISO because, you know, anyways, mechanical skill of the players down there is terrible. And you can tank one bullet for nothing and still correct yourself. Okay, you can play ISO. And players that are... How can I say this? Like, 20% better mechanically than an average player in their elo. So if you can win like 60 or 70% of your 50-50 fights in a specific elo in which you're playing right now, you can play ISO. You know, if you're Platinum, and against an average Platinum player, if you take a 50-50 fight with a shield, you win it like 70% of times, 60% of times. You don't need to go for any outplays, like, you know, like, you don't need to play Omen, Jet, whatever. You can go for ISO.
96 on that.
That there. If you know come and run it down, it's for you. True, basically. This way how your Omen died, like, that's uncompensatable, like, you know. You need to be more aware of enemy's utility as well. I feel that you're disrespecting enemy's team composition a lot, and a lot of times. Like, be ready for this. Like, if enemies have a KO, Phoenix, Reyna, Vice, 4 pop flashes, man. Like, you cannot be staring at a choke point. Like, you need to be expecting a flash through that smoke. Like, even if there's one pop flash agent, you need to be hiding behind some cover, and once you hear the enemies going out of that smoke, or the flash is popped, then you peek.
96 on that.
Like here, you know, we stay here. Very good position. We jiggle peek this angle in and out. We hear the flash, unjiggle, and then jiggle again. Unjiggle, like that's a new term I'm gonna use definitely.
Hi, bomb.
Spike down A.
Stuck mine.
By the way, you should be holding these common angles a bit more dynamically. You know, like for example, maybe in Platinum Elo, players are not gonna, you know, pre-fire you like this and basically pre-aim you on that spot, but it's a good habit to always like hold this type of positions a bit more dynamically, especially spots where you are in angle perception disadvantage. So if you're in the angle perception disadvantage, like, you really don't want to do this, for an example. If enemies peek you from the left side, you're fucked. So basically people who put effort in aim training can play ISO. Not necessarily. You know, there are some players that no matter how much aim training you do, you will never get better. Depends on your mechanical skill ceiling. If everyone can be Novak, Rafael, and Federer, then like, what's the point of fucking tennis and ATP and everything? Like, no one would watch that shit, you know? So like, you always need to play on your strengths, fix your weaknesses, or avoid them, essentially. Like, try to work around them. That's why, like, you know, tier lists are kind of stupid, in my opinion. Like, especially the agent tier lists. Like, they do hold some value for a general player base, but you always want to, you know, play what works for you. Do what works for you. Like, figure out your strengths as a player. Like, you know, for an example, I can never, ever, and I never could out-aim an average Radiant player. Never. Like, if I take a 50-50 fight against a Radiant player, I am fucking dead. You know? I am just fucking dead. And it's been that case since closed beta. I was never a... in PUBG, I was mainly a support type of player. And I played that role really well. You know, throw the flash here, nade, Molotov, go in like first, you know, like as an entry, like so I can be traded, like figure out the rotation, stuff like soft IGLing. CSGO as well, lurking, you know, like more like a Magisk role, essentially, like Ziplinks. So like, every game I play on my strengths. In League of Legends, for an example, like you cannot put me on AD carry. I mean, that's a fucking shit show. You know, that's you don't want to see that. And also, when I was playing mid lane and I got challenger, I never played like Zed or Yasuo. You know, these highly mechanical characters. I played Orianna, Karthus, like, you know, yeah, I die and I still take pentakill, like, essentially, Ziggs, where I have a lot of room for some micro mistakes, but if I play well on a macro level, I'm gonna win a match. Anyways. So you always need to figure out, like, you know, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and in almost every game you can get better to some degree, depending how good are your strengths, of course, and how visible are your weaknesses. I out-aim 90% of people in my silver elo and 60% of gold, and then am I getting good? Yeah, I mean.
Whoa.
What the fucking lurking dude?
Spike down A.
Stuck mine.
What the fuck is this, bro? Like, what the fuck? What are Reina and Phoenix doing, man? To be honest, I would never expect them to be in the city right now. How the fuck are they there, man? It's minute 04. We have Cypher in the team playing B side.
Whoa.
What the fucking lurking dude?
Where's mom at?
No reason to take this fight. Play smart, play on numbers, go into A main. Why the fuck are you here? Simple as that. Like, why the fuck? Like, the question here you're asking yourself is, why the fuck am I here?
One enemy remaining.
Like, literally no reason to fight.
Nice, good shit. Smart ult.
You already have the ultimate. Economy is already good. No reason to feed Phoenix with the ult, Reyna with the ult.
Nice.
Okay, so I don't know. You know, this match, when enemies are so predictable, these type of games should be easy for you. Like, I mean, now that, you know, chances are once again 10 times higher that enemies will go either B or mid. Once again, we should start in the B link. I mean, this is a snooze fest of the game when it comes to predictability and, you know, how much brain power you need to invest, which is 0, basically. I don't like, even on B set, you're starting way too passively. Why? Like, okay, you want to play passively on B. You know, sure, fine. You know, I don't know the enemy's economy, he's not pressing the tab that much. I need a replay system for this. I don't have, I have no idea if enemies are eco hull by what are they doing. But it doesn't matter. Like, why don't you take this angle as the first angle? You know, your chances of dying here is almost 0. Most of the teams are gonna smoke this anyways. Try to take a kill through the smoke. 1 out of 10 times, you will take a kill. 5 out of 10 times, you will deal some damage. You keeping your location a secret doesn't mean anything, because anyways, if I'm pushing B side right now, I'm expecting like maybe 2 enemies, 1 enemy on the site, I don't know. I'm expecting something. I'm not expecting the site to be open. And anyways, by you applying some pressure, maybe enemies are gonna think that someone is playing there, like, they will be more careful to clear all of these angles. You get the point. Like, I don't know. Start on this angle. Like, jiggle pick these positions, like. You don't need to start by jump spotting this spot. You would have gotten that info anyways. I just need to ask, like, what... But this is once again minimap unawareness, like... First of all, I want to ask, like, is... The first thing I want to ask is, like, where are you running right now? Like, that's something you will have to answer me later. Because I have no idea where he wants to go. Second thing is, like, please look at the minimap. Once again, I think this KO knife can be dodged in the exactly same corner where we could have, like, dodged the Vice ultimate. I don't know why are we leaving the elbow. You know, our Cypher has some kind of a setup. I don't know what is this gonna do, but Cypher seems like he's gonna fight. If you go into the CT, enemies smoke the tower, smoke the CT, and Cypher decides to fight. I mean, we just sold our teammate there. I mean, we didn't sell him, but he can die. I understand that Phoenix has the ultimate, so maybe he is scared because of that. But still, like, this guy is very unpredictable. Like, I don't know, only because Cypher... I don't know what Cypher is gonna do and how aggressively he's gonna fight. I would have still stayed around the elbow and then tried to maybe pick a fight with a shield, undercut shield, like, at least one fight before I disappear. Anyways, you know, like, if you get stuck here as ISO, no problem, like, just use a slow shield. You can get away. You know?
Kaio killed.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Fuck. This is the first time I have the tab.
Kaio killed.
Joke's over. You're
Yeah, they're playing a bit of a eco hull, but like, it's okay. Tips of holding long angles. I cannot hold them well enough and mostly get tapped. There is a YouTube video I made a long time ago called Radiant Positioning Guide, I think. So watch the Radiant Positioning Guide and the Radiant Movement Guide, and in those two videos I explain like 90% of mechanics when it comes to angle holding, peeking, and that type of shit. Like, I don't speak about these topics too much during the VOD reviews because I already cover them in these videos, so it's just stupid to repeat myself 24/7.
You're dead.
Show me a target.
Okay, thank you, God. Thank you, Lord. Okay, I'm just gonna like give you one advice when it comes to like Iso's ultimate. If you're 5v5 going for a retake, I would only ult with a shield and isolate a 1v1 fight if an enemy is isolated and my teammates can fuck him up, no matter if I win or lose a fight. Or I would ult an enemy that has some kind of an ability or ultimate that might fuck us up as we're moving in. But here you don't need to use the ultimate to force a fight. First of all, you have a shield. You have undercut. You have this shield as well. Like, it would be much better right now if you're forcing the fight with your teammates. Also, and fighting with your allies, essentially. Because while you're in this 1v1, you don't know what the hell is gonna happen with your Omen, with your Cypher, with your Teho, with your Yoru. Like, you don't know what type of fights they're gonna take. Maybe they're all gonna die while you're fighting this 1v1. Plus, enemies are playing a low buy round. You know, some kind of an eco hull buy. So, if we add that layer on top of everything that we know, it doesn't make a single sense to use the ultimate right now. Also, like, you know, Clove this... So, Clove did this smoke for the CT. I mean, we can just go down with the Omen, activate a shield, use a slow shield here. We take the space with the Omen. You know, God knows what this guy is gonna do. And what these three players... Like, it's not that I'm not trusting you to win this fight. I think he's gonna win it. Easily. And he's gonna get a kill. But it's a bit of a waste, number one. And number two, it's a bit of a risk because I don't know what your teammates are gonna do.
Distraction.
Good fight.
And that's the end.
You got a bit lucky because, you know, you didn't know how much space enemies have taken. You didn't know exactly what your teammates are gonna do. Like, enemies just actually abandoned the whole site and went back.
Many enemies be.
You got lucky that enemies are pussies, basically.
Too nice.
But you really don't want to play on luck. And anyways, as I said, like, enemies are eco hull by, like, it doesn't make sense. Inches! Too many, man. Yo, inconsistent, all three, man. What the fuck is that smoke that enemy Clove did? Even my silver team does better smoke. But it's one way for CT.
Back, are we? Big flash, big flash.
Kinda.
Nothing to be alarmed.
Depends how you place it.
Careful, alert.
Okay. This decision making to rotate and to leave the Cypher and Teho to hold the waterfall. Fine. Okay, good. Good. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Very good that you're aware of all of this.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Art.
Okay.
Spike is A. Reload.
Any common rules when fighting ISO ult? Maybe what? I explained that on the attacker side of this VOD review. And I was explaining it for like 10 minutes. I mean 5 minutes. So just watch the attack when I release this video on a second YouTube channel. I covered literally everything when you're on the opposite side, when you're on the other side, on the main side, on your side of the ISO ultimate. So I really covered everything. Different weapons and shit like that. It's like 10 minutes, and I don't wanna do it 2 times. Okay, fine. Now, enemies are readable. We don't need to be too aggressive. Their executes are shit. These type of games are easy W on a defender side. With these type of games, you just close them out and that's it. So right now, no one is playing B. Chances that enemies go B, very low. I don't play B as well. It's okay. It's totally fine. When enemies are super readable, and you already know where the fuck they're gonna go. Okay. Gamble. It's fine. Especially if the match is super close, you don't know how much you can trust your teammates, you don't know what they're gonna do, like, fine. Absolutely fine. Especially on a fast rotation map such as Pearl. Literally no problem. So here, you know, you can start in art or link art. One more thing I didn't speak about, actually. Make this minimap smaller. When I say smaller, I mean like zoom it out a bit. Like, if you want to use a rotating minimap in Valorant, you need to use my settings. Essentially, like, my settings are basically the bare minimum, so you can see every single part of the map. Like, literally, you don't see shit what's happening in art and aiming when you're playing backset of B-side. And that's a bit of a problem. I mean, like, literally, a lot of information is lost there. Yo, Dressin, we'll see, man. Mendo! Yo, Mendo, bro, like... My guy's here the last 5 years. Fixed and center, an entire map user here. It's a personal preference, like, literally. For example, I cannot play with fixed and centered map. Every game I play CSGO, PUBG, like, Quake, CS 1.6, I always play with the Call of Duty dynamic map.
They found my wire. Put down.
Okay, we heard the orb being picked up on B long. Good info.
Good kill.
But okay, I'm just gonna say, like, the reason... First of all, this jump spotting here is horrible. Like, if you're jump spotting on a defender's side, you're mainly jump spotting an angle to get the info if enemies are somewhere. You know, you're not jump spotting to bait out the enemy shots on defender's side. On attack, you know, you're spotting sometimes to reveal the enemies, to bait out the enemy shots and stuff like that. But on defense, if I'm doing this, I'm doing it mainly for the info. And if I'm already jump spotting the elbow, like, this doesn't do shit. Like, you jump spotted this angle in the first 3 seconds of a round. Like, enemies need a bit more than that to actually cross this area of the map. Then, you didn't see shit, like, you know? Like, your jump spotting can also, basically on the defender's side, like... Anyways, I don't want to talk about this stupid problem. But, you're starting way too passively on defense. Losing a lot of info, a lot of early fights, safe fights that you can pick, potential kills that you can take. You know, in every round, you lose one fight that could have been a safe fight, and that can grant you a kill or maybe some damage onto the enemies before you take some kind of a 50-50 fight with a shield. And that's a big problem. And can be a huge problem on other maps as well.
One enemy remaining.
And on attack, like, your shield usage was really solid. Like, there was really a rare moment of times where, you know, I saw that you didn't use your shield in time or you didn't use it at all. On defense, 50% of times you're fighting the enemies, you don't have a shield. Like, fuck it, you know, like, if enemies are close, you're gonna take a fight with them. Even if they're gonna know about you, you use a shield, you use the undercut, like, enemies are in a huge disadvantage. I mean, basically, like, you can go... I think with a debuffed enemy, you can go for 3 body shots and still kill him. With a Vandal, right? I mean, bro, plus you have a shield, like, you're in a huge advantage during those fights. 2 shots, even worse, like, even worse. 2 body shots, but, bro, like, come on. That's a joke, you know? Like, you should feel mega confident taking those fights. And usually players in low elo and, you know, medium elo, they get debuffed, they hear the ISO shield, but they're already panicking. They're already in a mental disadvantage. You should be taking this fight with a Cypher. You know, like, I don't know why you're not ready for this fight, but mainly map unawareness. Like, if I see on the minimap that my Cypher cleared this angle, my Cypher is moving right there, I am running. Like, if my Cypher is here, you need to be here. Amazing. I have a Cypher that wants to take a 50-50 fight for no reason against the Phoenix with the flash. I loved it. I bait the shit out of my Cypher. Phoenix does a flash. I peek out, fight together with a Cypher. Maybe my Cypher is gonna die. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna take a kill, close out this round, move to the next round.
Focusing.
Now, this fight here is completely stupid that you're forcing it. Like, if you lose this fight, somehow, only God knows what your teammates are gonna do. Like, only God knows. I highly doubt you're gonna lose it, but still, no reason to force a 50-50 here, now. Especially after you lost this shield. Get the fuck out. I literally... These are the type of fights that you don't need to take in Valorant. Your job was done a long time ago. We are 4v1. I didn't use my Cypher to, you know, kill this Phoenix. Okay, I can just wait for the Yoru. I don't care about this Phoenix. I literally don't care about this Phoenix. He can end up on A side, B side, C side. My Tejo and Omen are playing together. Muy bien. My Yoru is coming to support me. Muy bien. So all I need to do in this type of scenario is just hold this cross. And that's it. And maybe occasionally check if Phoenix went into backside. Or I can just, you know, jiggle pick this position, play a bit more safely, because Phoenix can still pop flash. I don't know how many flashes Phoenix has in this round, but I only heard one flash, so I'm pre-assuming that he's having a second flash as well. Phoenix gets here, okay, I go back. Now I can activate a shield, maybe take a short fight with a shield. I tuck in, wait for the Yoru, we win this round together. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Again. You know? Once again in this round, I will play, you know, more towards the B link. Leave the B set open, give the B set to Cypher, and play fast rotations. Especially because on minimap, our teammates are fighting aggressively for the aim and control. Like, basically... actually... in this 10-10 round, because of the enemy's pattern of pushing, I would actually fight with my teammates in aiming. You know, chances are, literally, in this next round, chances are 80% that the enemies are gonna do a set push. I also want to see their economy, just a moment.
No, then, Papaya. If you compromise your position, you hand them a free kill.
Well, I'm not gonna see the economy, I guess. Oh, great. Well, this is a push 100%, like 100%. Basically, you know, if you see that enemies need one ultimate point for some kind of a big ultimate, 80% of times in this elo, players are gonna fight for the aim and control and for that A orb. Like, Phoenix ultimate is a big ultimate. So, right now you're just gonna waste like, I don't know, 40 seconds of a round until you rotate on A. Exactly 40 seconds.
One enemy remaining. Last
What the fuck was that shot, bro?
player standing.
Show me a target.
Here, I would force this 1v1. First of all, if I let this KO get out of this fight, it can get a bit hairy. You know? It can be interesting. And second of all, I have a shield. like, you can just be a bit more unpredictable when to peek. You know, you don't need to immediately swing with the shield out. You can relax a bit, you know. Maybe pick some random timing to go out, like wait 2 seconds and then go for a wide swing. I don't know what is this crosshair placement because, you know, this KO can be anywhere right now. I mean, yeah, you hurt him here, but he can go behind the box, take this fight. He can also take this fight. Generally in Valorant, one advice I'm gonna give you is that whenever enemies can peek you from 2 different vertical positions, basically, you know, here and here, you should always pre-aim the higher spot, but super high. Like, essentially, if this is the highest that KO can peek me, it's better that you pre-aim here. Like, it is easier to micromanage from top to bottom than from bottom to top. Anyways, like, you know, I don't know why are you waiting for this guy to fuck you up with his speaker's advantage. You should be the one right now just doing a swing. You know exactly his position. Take a fight, that's it. Plus, I mean, yeah, as Jint said in the chat, like, you don't know if KO has a flash. If my dude gets blinded, GG, bro. Like, that's another problem. When you're taking this 1v1s, like, the first thing you think about is like, how can this guy fuck me up with his utility? Is attack F1 a good mouse? Just a moment. Like, I heard about it. Attack F1. Attack Shark. Is it F1? 80 key. 80k F1. I don't know, I didn't try it myself, and so I don't want to speak about it, to be honest. Let me see how it looks like. This looks like a super light clone, no? But not really, like, it's more like a... It's more like a... Is it the Ultimate Edition? What this reminds me of, man. So it's more like a center hub. Is that like a hard pace? No, it's this maybe hard pace mini. Yeah, it's pretty similar. I mean, not that much. I don't know, the shape looks okay, like pretty standard, to be honest. I heard about this mouse and people are usually like, you know, they're satisfied with it, so... Oh, maybe Hitscan, like, no, it's not Hitscan, it's yeah, it's actually Hitscan clone, yeah. Pretty close. But the sensor position is like more towards center. Only good mouse is tense mouse. If you're not tense, then you haven't unlocked your full potential. Fanatic Maya. I don't know, man, like, I didn't try Lemzu ever in my life, literally. Like, I didn't try a single Lemzu mouse. What's the difference between XK and regular? And this one is smaller. Actually, this shape looks interesting. I might love it. The smaller version. So it's a bit more humpier towards the front. And the sensor is down here. These Chinese clones are not bad from what I've heard. Another one would be VGN R1 Pro. What is the what is that copy of, man? This looks like Zeiss MZ1. I mean, not really, but when I tried this mouse, like, I was like, bro, like, that's crazy. Nah, it's more like Ninjutsu Sora as well, like. Yeah, it's literally Ninjutsu Sora. Is arm sleeve overrated? Not really, like, it can help. It can help. Have you tried any Skybox mouse? No, but I heard they're good. Have you ever tried a heavier mouse, something like Rocket Cone? I tried it and I don't like it. I literally... I cannot use those type of mice. And especially the Cone is like so bad in terms of shape, like I hate it. I look at this abomination, man, like... Shark X3. This is Viper V3 Pro, basically. Not really, like a smaller version, which looks nice. Super light? Not really. Smaller super light. Demon 1 mouse. Harp Ace 2. No, Demon. Is that Harp Ace 2? Logitech G703 has such a good shape, but it's outdated. No, I used the G703 when I was playing CSGO, but it is mega outdated and it is so heavy. Like, the mouse is like what, 107 grams, bro. Like, nah, dude, I like my mice heavy, big, and chunky. I like them big. I like them chunky. Like, it feels nice to... Razer Mamba Elite. That one is also terrible. M711 Cobra. Is that Cooler Master? Yeah. No, that's Red Dragon, bro. Jesus Christ. Glorious Model O. Never again. Viper 3 is really good. Okay, let's stop that. Let's see if our friend dies from a flash.
Thirty seconds left.
Okay, I'm just gonna give you one tip. In this type of 1v1s, just do some kind of a smart gamble and make sure that you see all of the angles from which this KO can kill you. That's it. Like that is literally your only job right now. So, first of all, you getting on mid, stupid. No reason to do that. Basically, like, you know, you're exposing yourself to so many different opportunities that KO can use to fuck you up. Second of all, you can either gamble on bomb sites, you know, you can stay A or go B, or simply play in B-Link, and just be fast to rotate on both A and B. But why the hell did we lose the opportunity to kill that KO? We had a shield, we had the undercut, we could have swung, taken a fight, this, like, I don't get it. Plus you're full HP, like. You don't want to let the enemies, when you're 1v1 like this, and you have a huge advantage, you don't want to let the enemies escape that position. If you can already outplay them or have an advantage while killing them. And here holding a knife out is crazy. Crazy because you didn't hear a single footstep from the enemy KO. KO can literally be anywhere. Anywhere. Like right now, the gun needs to be in your hands.
I hit him 40.
Spike planted.
This was such a fucked up mistake. Like here, going behind, like why would you do this? Like right now, you don't know if the spike is planted on B or on A. Why? Because you don't hear the fucking spike being planted anywhere. Like you're gonna play 1v1s like this. Like in a 1v1, I cannot go all the way here and then be like, okay, it's probably A. Then I go on A, the spike is on B, and I need to do this. Or I play, I don't know, like I play Haven, and in a 1v1 I decide to go here. I mean, what do I do then? Like, come on, man. Like, basically this 1v1, you either stay on A side, and just, you know, you can tuck yourself into the CT maybe, I don't know, like here, holding this one angle, that's it. You know, there's a very low chance that with 50 seconds, he's gonna do, I don't know, something like this or like this. Or you go into B-Link, and you hold the B-Link and connector. And you can hear the sound of spike being planted, essentially. Or you can go on B side. But this is something that you never want to do. Like, let's just be clear there. Like, you don't want to push the enemies into their spawn in a 1v1. Nah, bro, like, this is all over. Nah, there's no winning this, like, essentially. There's no winning this. Like, the guy can be anywhere. You lost 25 seconds, like. This is not how you play these 1v1s. Anyways. When did you lose this round? From the start, in terms of your positioning. And when you ended up 1v1 against the KO, you let him escape for no reason. That's where you lost this round, and that's it. Now in this round, like, once again, this is the only round where it's a bit of a 50-50 gamble where the fuck enemies are gonna go. So playing on B set is fine. Like, it literally doesn't matter. But I mean, it doesn't matter. To be honest, it's a complete gamble. Also, one more thing that I've noticed is, like, listen, when enemies have a terrible utility usage, they don't have a recon agent as well. Buy that fucking operator. Like, how are the enemies taking the B main area of the map? Let me show you right now. So this is how the enemies are taking the B main area of the map from you in this game. Literally like that. Like, that is what enemies are doing the whole game. Zero utility, zero flashes, nothing. They're just swinging. You buy the op. Let's go. You know, come at me. Like, these are the perfect moments of time for you to get that operator. I don't fucking care. You're playing Cypher, Killjoy, Viper. You can play Jesus Christ. But if you're not abusing op in these type of games, I mean, it's mega stupid.
The hunt begins.
Joke's over! You're dead!
They found my wire.
Enemies are splitting B. Okay, let me give you one more tip. So, when you want to leave the B site, so you start in the elbow, or you start, I don't know, close to the B main, you know, here. Do one more jump spot. Do one more jump spot before you rotate. Just to be absolutely certain that none of the enemies are here and how many enemies are there. Because right now, You did a jump spot at, I mean the jiggle peak, at 137. Then you waited for 3 seconds. And you lost those 3 seconds. You should have jump spotted now and then rotate. Because, just to be certain, like, how much space enemies have taken here, and if they are moving through this area of the map.
Over! You're dead!
They found my wire.
I mean, right now we hear the enemies pushing through the B main, so I really hope we're gonna turn our focus behind us. Shield! Shield, brother! Like, come on, man, like, you know, with what I said at the start of, you know, as soon as we started this VOD review, is that you should activate the ISO shield whenever you feel that there is even a 5% of chance for you to fight an enemy. Brother, like, you are in a war field right now. Like, Battlefield 1944, literally, like, you know, like a Battlefield lobby, man. How you don't feel the pressure to activate the shield, man?
Got one. Spike planted. Focusing. Last player standing.
For this round, I'm just gonna give you one tip. Make a deal with your teammates to fight only for one area of the map. And always try to fight for the short or external area of the map. So for example, if enemies are splitting B side, so they're going through the link and through the B main. Fuck the B side, fuck the B main. Like, stop these enemies here. Make sure that you deal with them. Make sure that they don't make any other damage on your team. So basically, they don't take any other kills. They don't have the timing to move here, to do this, and then focus on enemies on B. You cannot fight on both fronts. It's impossible. And it is always a good idea to keep control of this, and this. And then with a peace in mind, you can actually focus on playing the retake on the B side with the rest of the team. Ascent. Enemies are splitting A. Close the doors. Fight A short. Haven. Enemies are like splitting C side. For an example. Kill the enemies in garage, leave the C side open, play the retake of C. Fine. Lotus doesn't really have... Okay, Lotus, like... you're defending A side for an example. You need to make a deal, pact with your teammates, what you want to fight for. Like, you know, your teammates cannot be fighting here, and you're fighting here. Let's fight somewhere together. Usually the tree. We keep the tree control, side control, everything is fine. So, essentially, you know...
Got one. Spike planted. Focusing. Last player standing.
Well, that is unexpected.
Hard pushing out.
By the way, like, even with ISO, I mean, with any agent, like, if you have extra credits, like, buy some secondary weapon with operator. Like, buy, I don't know, sheriff, buy shorty, whatever you want. Whatever you prefer.
That's all.
Never chill, they might be going to. Nice.
Okay, so you know that 3 enemies are in the A main. You have only 2 options right now. Connect with a Cypher, or simply press forward with your teammates on A. What the fuck are we doing right now?
Anyone else?
bro, like in this situation, just make any decision. Like it doesn't matter. Like either play with your teammates in A main, or rotate over Cypher. Like just don't spend, you know, like like more than 2 seconds here. No, bro, like.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Keep that.
Okay. This angle, you should always double zoom. It's much easier to micro-correct yourself, much easier to notice the first enemy pixel, much easier to react.
Not enough.
Job done. Job done. What are you doing now? Huh? Job done. Thank you very much. My job is done. Also, in this round, you have Operator. It is the last round of the half. You also buy a secondary weapon. You know? Like right now, you buy Judge at the backside. Why not? Right here. Judge, Sheriff, Heavy Shield, Utility, Operator. We start here. Amazing. We take a Phoenix skill. Let's go. Onto this tight angle. It doesn't matter. We kill this guy. Enemies are pushing in. They think, oh, this guy has an Operator. Let's run him down. Take a Vandal from enemy.
No distraction.
You win the round alone. Right? That's what he's gonna do. Reposition. Not fight enemies. Be smart. That didn't last long.
Planted.
Okay. Okay. And his team has lost 4 versus 1. That's even more funny. That's even more funny. And yeah, he peeked without the shield. That's even more comical. Okay, my friend. Like I think we discussed every single problem of yours. Especially on the attacker side, we covered a lot of the things that you can work on. I'm not gonna share anything. Actually, I'm gonna share with you like 2 private coaching videos that are gonna help you with some of these problems. When it comes to the training, just do the previous one that I shared with you. Like, there's no reason to change it because you never did it. Did it. So, essentially, when it comes to the mechanical mistakes, pretty similar. You got mechanically much better than before, but still, you know, similar mistakes to the previous VOD review that we did. Just do the training. That's it. Period. Anyways, you know, you didn't play the game that much in the previous few months. If you ever get serious about the grind, like, you know what to do. When it comes to ISO, you can stick to the agent. Just on defender side, you cannot play like this. Like this was horrible. You need to find a better balance between being aggressive, semi-aggressive, passive. Like you're just way too passive on Pearl. You know that's killing you, especially compared to what your teammates are doing. This Yoru was maniac in the first few rounds, a maniac essentially, and you need to follow those type of teammates, use them for a refrag tool, and you know the rest of the story. Okay, if you have any questions, you have my 24/7 support for the next 7 days, so we're gonna discuss everything through the private messages. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, join my Discord server for coaching, all of that good stuff. Get the ranked playbook, and I'll see you in the next VOD review.